What is up, my beautiful gemstones? Thank you for joining us on Wednesday night for a live intuitive oracle, myself and Ghostdragonzw. So I realized when I went to put my makeup on that I have not been wearing my screen blocking glasses all week, and my eyes are bright red and super watery. Actually, not my eyes, just this one and right here. So that's annoying because it happened last week too. But I keep forgetting to put the glasses on. They're right here, and I'm sitting in front of the computer all day. So it's a little frustrating, but as always, I'm happy to be here with a new deck. So thank you guys for this one, the Oracle of Visions. And I've got to tell you guys about some creepy stuff that happened. Lara is in Las Vegas, so she's not going to be here tomorrow. So it's going to be me and Steven at 8 p.m. Eastern. I got some downloads from these very interesting beings, and they said a lot of things. I spoke to, I think, 3 of you about it, 3 or 4 of you, including Steven. And I feel like I need to pass these messages on. And the only way I know how to do that is through stream. Thank you guys. So I am going to, you guys are so sweet. What's up, Tracy? I just see hello, Gemma. Melissa Nicole, Richard Elmore, Blue Cross Roads. Yes, Wild Wednesday at Intuitive Oracle. Absolutely. And I want to apologize too. Last Thursday, my Wi-Fi was insanely bad, and there's nothing I can do about it until I get new service. But let's just hope and pray that tonight it goes like it normally does on Wednesdays, because for me, Wednesday is the most important stream of the week, though I think tomorrow is going to be really interesting when I talk about these beings that I met and what they said to me and things that I've learned. And it was insane. It was completely random. Did not expect that. And it was really scary, but incredibly interesting. And some of the things that they said made no sense to me at all. So I feel like maybe some of you guys might need to hear the messages, or maybe you can help me understand them better. But I definitely feel like I need to relay the messages. So I also want to show you guys my black amethyst crystal necklace that I got this weekend for Mother's Day. And I got this shirt. It's a half shirt with little rips on the side from a certain dragon in my life. So I wore the dragon earrings too. Yes, Ralph and Cassie Francis. I have also been waiting for this all week. I am very excited. Lotus girl, what's up, baby girl? Glad to see you in here and doing well. Multifaceted Jules. Hey, baby girl. Chillin' Charlie, good to see you. I'm pretty tired too, which is weird because I haven't really been getting, I used to have to take a nap, and now it's just I can't fit that into my schedule. So the 310 nutrition shakes have really been helping me with that. But for some reason, I think it's just my eyes are so tired, because from the time I get RJ off to school to the time he comes home at night, I minus maybe 45 minutes to an hour where I'm doing yoga, meditating, or on Wednesday for 2 hours when I'm opening, it's just in front of the computer, just staring. And I was keeping the glasses here so I wouldn't forget them. And I cleaned my work desk off and moved them to my other work desk. I have 4 or 5 of them, and I moved them over here, and I haven't seen them. So my eyes are just being really wonky tonight. I am so happy you guys are here. The Bat Mom, what's up, girl? Tracy. No, multifaceted Jules. I got the first message. Nutslap, what's up? Paradox Fossils, hi. Mike Roberts. I was just going to say, Mike and Nutslap better be in here tonight. Paradox Fossils, Alan. So, Jules, I did get the first message. I saved the new number and then responded, and I never heard anything back. Mike, I will adopt you. I will be adopting you at some point, as soon as the universe moves for me. Let me bring in the man of the hour. And he's saying no. And then we can just get started with the reading. So, yeah, thanks for coming in, guys. I really appreciate all of you. And I'm so happy on Wednesday nights when we get together and we just chill and vibe. And it means a lot to me. And it's become actually a really important and big part of my life. So thank you for being a part of that and making this stream possible, because I would have no one to read for. I mean, privately, yeah, but publicly is way better.
Hello, hello, hello.
Ghost
Mike on
Dragon.
doctor too. You can
Ghost
hang out
Dragon.
with Puff.
You
Go ahead.
have two interesting stories. One of them I thought was a little weird, and the other one is pretty crappy. Why don't you tell them?
Well, the first one was actually, it is kind of weird. I'm walking Puff outside in the parking lot here, up and down the little green strip, and I noticed a car from New Jersey sitting in the parking lot. And as I'm, laughing to myself, all the things running through my head, this couple comes out. And it's funny because I go, hey, do you drive by these two places? And the lady goes, yeah, we go right by the one place. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
And she goes, we can drop you off. We leave Friday at 9. I haven't seen them since. So they've been coming and going. And I go, oh, yeah. And she goes, well, you got a woman there or something? And he goes, oh, we know you do dragons and ghost dragons. And I looked at him and I was freaking out. And they said that they watched the show on replay. They're both night workers. And they told me to tell Gemma they love the show. And they do watch the replays. I'm thinking they were here for a wedding.
That's
Because they
just
were
really
going to dinner.
cool. You know
But I
that
haven't seen them since. They've been coming and going. I can't catch them.
Josephine, hey girl, no sorries here. It's not that it's like creepy, but like it's cool because they knew him and they knew the show. But that would creep me out if someone like I'm randomly
It
walking down the
has
street
happened.
and they're like, "Hi, Gemma," you know, like it would be weird.
Well, it creeped me out the
Yeah,
way he said, we know you do Ghost Dragon. I'm like, wait a
Blue
minute.
Crossroads, I did get your message. I am waiting to be able to properly respond. I do feel like you have a presence other than Shauna in your house. I'm trying to figure out though if it's when I dig into it, and I'm going to get started with the readings, and I'm going to read for my mom first, in case she can't hang out. But I'm trying to figure out because when I dig in, I kind of hear to take. And normally when I hear to take over and over again, like there are other things in between, but mainly what sticks out in my mind is to take. To me, that's abduction. And I've been coming across this so much. I have two of you guys, one of you that are in here now, actually, that have found implants when I went and said, I believe you've been abducted. I don't know why I believe this, but let's look for implants. One is a definite implant, 100%, and the other one is a possible. So, and then the other story is Ghost Dragon's laundry got stolen out of the dryer at the hotel. And the guy did not want to look at the camera to see who did it.
But I went down and raised hell.
So he's going to check the room keys and see who was in and out of there. Who, like, I understand it happens, but it makes me mad because, you know, it happened to Ghost Dragon. So, all right. I'm going to.
Literally the only clothes I have here.
I know. No worries. No worries, guys. No sorries. Are you going to wear your uniform, Blue Crossroads? He looks very spiffy and dapper in his uniform with the gun and the badge. So okay, I'm gonna start with my mom just because sometimes she can't always really hang out. Mom, thanks for coming in because I did forget to send you the link again. I get so caught up. I'm really ruining my eyes though. So guys, if any of you have the time and you have to be extremely serious about it, it's not like it's a big project. If any of you are interested in writing short stories, specifically about something, I can't get into it too much, but if you want to make that maybe like a little part-time job, if you have the time to sit and write them, and if you can write where someone won't have to edit it, like that, you know, like, I mean, everyone needs a little bit of editing, but basically that you know what you're doing, please hit me up. Because I'm looking for 10 to 15 writers. You don't have to be a professional writer. You know how I became a professional writer? By writing. I mean, So if you guys are interested, email me and I'll give you more information. Good job, Mom. Found it yourself. I am going to be using the Oracle of Visions. It's a Victorian carnival theme. It's the one I opened in, I think it was Applebee's, and started shuffling because I just wanted to put my hands on it. And you're going to be the first one that I'm reading for besides myself with this deck. So, Mom, you got card number 48, and these cards do not have titles on them. Oh, I knew I felt a hair. Mom, I got the dragon shirt on. All right, so card number 48. Choices, risks, and consequences. Men anger the gods with their pride, and in order to punish them, the gods looked on as Pandora opened her box, letting chaos loose. We may often be intrigued by a what-if scenario. This card depicts curiosity, temptation, and wanting to know. It's natural to want to know or want to try, and the only way to find out is to try. It's through such processes that we can grow and avoid stagnation, but there are causes and effects. Here, a regal queen opens a jeweled egg-shaped treasure from which flies a column of fairies. Guys, remember, my mom really can't type that fast, and she can't read that fast either. So she is not ignoring any of you guys. She kind of comes in to listen and say hi. And she's asked me to tell you guys that because she always feels bad that by the time she goes to respond, everyone's already on to something else. So she's not being rude. She just has a hard time seeing and being able to type on her very small, very old iPhone that she needs to get updated and upgraded. Here, a regal queen opens a jeweled egg-shaped treasure from which flies a column of fairies. Glowing like fireflies, they're now free. What is unclear is whether the outcome of their release will be reflected on with fondness or regret. Our acts invariably result in consequences, both good or bad, so there is a balance to be struck. Unless we try, we will never know, and that in turn may be a lost opportunity that will gnaw away if not acted upon. But equally so, are we fully appreciative of the possible repercussions that may result? So, Mom, this is definitely an opportunity that's coming in for you. And I feel like someone like you, and you know I love you, and I'm not trying to put you out there, but you are addicted to stress. You may see this opportunity as like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? But the universe is asking you to turn it around. And I'm very good at this. So I know when you call me like, oh my effing this, that, F this, and all that stuff that I love so much about you, we'll be able to look at the bright side of it, because I feel like this is something that could really alter the course of your life in a really good way without causing too much chaos, without causing too much stress, except for the stress of you wondering what to do about it. Like the stress of making the decision, which is where I'll come in. And of course I will help. So don't be so quick to be stressed out about things seeming like that maybe they're not working out, like you have a plan to do something, or, you know, and if you're thinking about doing something, going somewhere, calling somebody that you haven't spoken to in a really long time, reaching out, if there's something like that in your mind that you're like, I don't know if I should do that, you know, I haven't spoke to this person in 20 years. If someone's on your mind, reach out. I would definitely advise against letting thoughts like that just go, because they're going to gnaw at you and gnaw at you. And there's a possibility that there's a reason you're supposed to connect with this person. So definitely don't let thoughts like that go. Oh, me too. My mom is so incredibly stressed all the time, but moms are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know when I'm in mom mode, it's basically the only time that I'm not like, okay, you know, everything's cool. Let's do. When I'm in mom mode, I'm like, you, Kyle, Logan, Deb, whatever your name is, get out. You know, like I'm forgetting RJ's name because I'm calling him by one of the other 4 kids. Like he's Eliana half the time. I don't know what's going on when I'm in mom mode.
It's instant.
Who's next?
The Bat Mom, since she snuck in here real early and said first.
Bat Mom, I'm also going to use the Oracle of Visions for you too. No, Melissa, you can't say that. You have to say it's going to be an amazing day. Yeah, Blue Crossroads, I have to look through the encounters because I do save all of them, even though I haven't done a listener encounters in a while. It just takes a lot of time. But what I'm asking is if people are able to write well, again, you don't have to be a professional where there's no resume involved here. It's basically like, if you send me a short story and I think you're a good writer and you have the time to put in to do like at least 2 a day, the pay is really good. And it's someone I'm working for, a project I'm working on, and that person is basically who we're going to be writing for, ghostwriting. That you'll never know who that person is. I signed a very strict NDA and that person trusts me and I'm good with that. But it's an amazing project. And if you have the time to sit and write between 2,000 and 3,000 words a day, or 3 times a day. So each story needs to be between 2,000 and 3,000 words. And you can write as many as you want. And you're getting paid really well for each one. I'll tell you that. And you not have to know anything else about it except to email them to me. You're good. But you have to look at it as a job. It can't be like a hobby where like you have, a spare hour. So you're going to write a story and send it to me. You have to sign on and sign a contract that, you're going to do this for X amount of time. Now you can write 1 a day too. That's fine. Mom, before I read for Bat Mom, I apologize. Bat Mom, yes. I put my EVP player in the attic last night. Oh my God. Wait till you hear the stuff I got. It's chilling. That attic is where I heard auditory. So not even through the EVP player. My sister heard it too. Because my sister's not scared of anything. She came and did the whole, cleansing and exorcism of the home. And we focused mainly on my mother's room in the attic. We heard growling. We saw shadow people in the mirror. And I have more clothes. You can ask my mother. You can ask Steven. I have 2 walk-in closets in my house, 3 dressers, and I still have crates that are just filled with clothes that I just put places. And like, I have more clothes than probably Macy's. Okay. All different sizes too, from when I was a size 0 to when I was a size 13 and everything in between. So at my mom's, I didn't have, 2 or 3 walk-in closets. I had a regular size closet, but I had the entire beautiful attic. So I got those clothes racks. I put them together. I latched them together. I go upstairs. The one clothes rack is all the way across the room. And the clothes are on the floor where the rack was, but the rack is all the way across the room. I was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything about this because I don't want to freak my mom out. So I just pick it up. I relatch it. I make sure everything's screwed in. Pieces are in place, snapped together. No big deal. This past weekend, I go up in the attic to grab the stuff to send out the gifts, the necklaces and jewelry and stuff you guys won. And the one rack, so there's 2. So one's off to the left side. The one rack has all my boxes. So all of my candles, all of my gifts, all of my herbs, all these big boxes surrounding it. So there's no way it could even roll. Not that there would be a breeze in the attic anyway. The windows are closed and locked. That rack fell over and went across the room as well. It was all the way on the other side of the room and the clothes were with it. So my mom, I pick it up. I do the same thing. My mom messaged me yesterday, Gemma, look at your clothes. Again, it was all the way across the room. And I know it's not just me because I brought Damien upstairs to show him that the rack had moved. And I showed him where it is and where it's supposed to be. And when they went upstairs, my son Damien is terrified. Damien is probably very scared because Damien has been a medium his entire life. The activity is now, I think, for the most part, Mom, in the attic.
That attic is interesting. Remember, I went up there and stood for a while by myself.
Yeah, I did do the cleansing of the attic, though. I don't know what's going on in that house. It's very hard for me to accept because it's like if it was someone else's house, the stuff would have been gone the first 3 times, And it's my mom's, and I can't protect her. But I've got some ideas for the next time I'm there. Ghost Dragons, what size shirt do you wear?
I'm telling you right now.
Bat Mom, sorry about that. I didn't know you were reading me. I didn't start yet. I was rambling, so don't worry about it. And Mom, I can't wait to hear the EVPs. Maybe we'll play them on air. All right, Bat Mom, this is you now. Dreams, meditation, and spiritual escape. Some colors exist in dreams that are not present in the waking spectrum. Our dreams provide us with an alternate reality. Limitless and unfettered, we are free to soar with angels or sink to the depths of demons, to imagine, to create, to escape the norm, to wonder and ask what if, and to awaken refreshed and question why not. A jester rests atop a magical box prop, her costume a nightcap and slippers. It is time now for rest and escape. Around her float magical dream catcher nets, which capture her drifting, elusive imagination. Climbing up the adjacent pole are a variety of creatures, each symbolically associated with dreams in different cultures. Be wary of dreams and interpreting them falsely, Batmom. They may be true visions or merely mirages of the truth that will send us further away from reality. I would say go to somebody who knows how to interpret dreams before you start getting all freaked out. I feel like there's an ancestor or a recently deceased loved one, and I'm a medium, so when I say recent, I mean like in the last 50 years. Recent for me is between 20 and 50 years, but it could be, last year. There is someone here that's very closely connected to you that is trying to get a message to you, but it's going to come as like scary. Like you're going to look at this dream as like a nightmare, when the reality is they're just trying to send you something intense to pull your attention and focus to what they're trying to give you a message about. Okay. But you might start, and right, I have a feeling, Batmom, that you're going to start dreaming. And the best way to remember those dreams, Mom, now I want to hear it. The best way to remember the dreams that you think you're not having, everyone dreams 25 to 35 times a night at least, but we're only capable of remembering 3 to 4 dreams, if that. Keep a notebook and pen next to your bed. And the second you wake up, just write down everything. I know it sounds intense, but it's actually
even
really
if
not.
It's gibberish.
Right. Even if it makes no sense at that point, it actually is not stressful, and it actually sets your day up to be more calm and rejuvenating and relaxing, because you're getting all the stress from your dream state off of you. It's like getting up and waking up in a nice warm shower already. Do you know what I mean? Without any effort. That's what writing dreams down. Even if like you wake up and you're thinking tuna salad on rye, lapis lazuli crystal, like makes no sense. Yeah, just go back to it later and you'll start to understand the message. What's up, Smoochy Smoochy? So Paradox Fossils Mom says, put a bowl of sugar in the attic. Now, I did try, if you put a cup of salt, even if it's just table salt, Himalayan pink works best, but table salt in a room, the negative energy, the salt will start absorbing the negative energy and it'll start dissipating. If the room has no negative energy, the salt will just stay there and be salt. That's a really good way to see where you have, it doesn't mean you have demons or negative entities, but there is something negative lingering there, okay, that you need to deal with if the salt starts, diminishing.
Sweet the ghost up. Anyways, the Himalayan salt you set for me, I took big ones and have been setting them in the corners here in the hotel because I've been seeing a lot of stuff here lately. And it just kind of sucks it all up. And she's
I put sugar in, if I send someone a self-love jar or a spray or something like that, I do put a little drop of sugar and or a little drop of honey. I wanted to say one more thing really quick, and I'm always on a ramble on Wednesday nights, and I do appreciate you guys listening and allowing me to vent. Yes, Melissa Nicole, I've tried 3 different types of sage. I've tried homemade black witch salt with moon water. I've tried holy water and Palo Santo plus incense. I've tried everything, and the only thing I was able to do, the one time I did my mom's whole property outside and everything, but I rushed. So I didn't do the left side of her house because it's connected to the doctor's office. So because I was in a hurry, because I was being judged by someone who hates what I do for a living the entire time I was trying to cleanse the area, I skipped the left side of her house. Sure enough, for 6 months, she had no activity except banging on the outside walls of her house on the left-hand side. So I managed to get them out, but it's only for a little while. And it seems like it's only while I'm there. when I'm there, the activity, my mom will yell, she's coming next weekend, F you. And then it'll just focus all of its energy and attention on me. My mom, unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, is the weakest link because she is still grieving her soulmate, who she was with for 32 years, who she's known since she was very little, who passed away last year. Because she's in that grief state, and because she's an inactive native ancient healer, she will not, but she doesn't work with the ability. These entities see her as a target. I do not think it's a strong poltergeist. I believe with all of my heart it's a jinn, because poltergeists I can handle. I can deter them, keep them at bay, and eventually get rid of them by doing energy work, which I do on my mother and my son when I'm there. They don't even realize it. Even when I pull my light out and I block them, the gigantic 12-foot tall shadow being with the hood is still roaming around wreaking havoc. Yeah, she knew him 46 years. So even though my mom doesn't walk around all day crying her eyes out, her energy, and I can see it, is still in a place of grieving and confusion because he passed very quickly. Entities unfortunately feed on that. And that was one of the messages I got when I was abducted, actually from my mom's house on Saturday night, from the entities that I'm calling the pinks, because they look like the grays, but they're actually pink. One of the things they said to me, and I wanted to save this for tomorrow, but I'm going to say this right now. Mom, yeah, please do. My mom's the actual best. Like, oh my God. I admire and love my mom so much. She is the strongest person I know, and she's hilarious. But so one of the messages I got from these entities was, there used to be, way back in ancient times, back in the Roman, days, right up until like modern day, like the turn of the 20th century, there were witches, holy people, priests, shamans, people from every religion across cultures who would purposely open portals and let the darkness through. Okay. Shadow people, any other negative, lower vibrational entities that aren't necessarily evil, like they weren't what we call demons, but they would let them through to feed where there was negative energy. There is no more of this. There are maybe 100 people in the entire world right now, out of 8 billion, I believe, is our world population, who are still doing these rituals. So they have to feed somehow. And I'm not defending the shadow entities, but I understand them a little better. They have to feed somehow, or they will not survive. And because these shamans, these medicine people, are now looking at them, looking upon them and those rituals as evil, the portals are not being opened the same way anymore. I don't know, guys. This is everything that came through. I had a pounding migraine all day Monday. I just kept writing. I have pages and pages and pages that look like this. I have to trying to decipher them. The beings are still there. I can still feel and hear them. It's been crazy. But it is something we're going to talk about in depth tomorrow on Chillax and Chat. New England Dirt Roadie. All right. Now, I've rambled enough for now. Who is next?
Did you do Batmom?
I did Batmom, yes.
Melissa. Miss Melissa Nicole.
Netter, do you want a reading before you leave?
Yes, please let me know.
We're missing Darling Deb. We're missing Aunt Edna. We're missing a few people, but they should be in.
Telling you to take a drink.
Melissa, I am using the all right, cool. Guys, by the way, I found the best flavored water that exists in this world. It is Core Calm L-theanine cucumber essence nutrient enhanced water, and it tastes like I'm biting into a cucumber. Well, if you wanted one New England Dirt Roadie, you would just be next after Melissa. Yes. So it's up to you, though. Melissa, I'm using Delana Waite, an oracle I have not used in so long. I am very, oh my God, that water is so good. Very excited about it. So now I know, like, I love the grapefruit. I love the lemon. That cucumber, I'm going to buy cases because it is delicious. Melissa, you got Peter Pan, card number 16. I live in Neverland with my little fairy Tinkerbell and the Lost Boys. My fiercest enemy is Captain Hook, and from time to time I fly to London to pick up my dear friend Wendy and her brothers. Some fairy dust, a few happy thoughts, and they all can fly with me and get to live extraordinary adventures in Neverland. We have so much fun in here, far away from the adult world. That's why I will never grow up. I swear it. Your inner child is calling you and wants you to have some fun, Melissa. Forget about the gray and boring world of grown-ups, only just for a while. This is a whole Neverland to be rediscovered within you. Let go of your responsibilities. Reconnect to your youthful joy. Remember that happy thoughts can truly make you fly. What are your happy thoughts, and what is your inner child begging you to do right now? Oh, I am always licking my lips. The lipstick is matte, and sometimes it makes my lips really dry. It's like doing its job. But I do need to stay hydrated because I'm talking so much. No, not mouth herpes. Definitely not. I haven't kissed enough people for that.
Leave it to Nut Slap.
That's why your name's Nut Slap, okay? Melissa, what is your inner child telling you? I feel like it's not so much that you're not having fun. I feel like you do have fun, but I feel like you're not really present. I feel like there's an energy here of always having to watch what you say, worry about how you dress, who's looking at you like this, do these people really like you? You have a lot of anxiety that you may not recognize as anxiety, but you're not really present in the moment. It's like when I was a little girl, for instance, and I would play with my Barbies by myself when my sister Carol wasn't there. I would play for like 3 minutes, and then I'd be like, this isn't real. This isn't even happening. Eventually, I'm going to stop playing. It's not going to be fun anymore. And I'd like throw the Barbie across the room. I had no imagination because I had so much going on in reality, right? So my imagination was not at peak in childhood. But this is kind of like that. It's like you go to a party, but you're self-conscious about how you dress. Are you going to see the wrong thing? And I feel like that poopy energy that is always surrounding you, whoever that person is, you're also worried about. Like, if I say this, then this person's going to be angry. If I say this, and you just can't relax. You can't have fun. And the universe is saying until you can let go and do that, you're not manifesting. Like, you're not manifesting your highest potential. You are not bringing in the miracles that you deserve, that are all of our birthright. You're not moving forward in your life spiritually or physically in reality. And one of the main reasons for this card to pop up is that you need to let go of all those preconceived notions that you think people might have. People are going to like you or they're not. Mind over matter. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. That is my mantra. Because if someone is going to dislike you or disown you because they don't like the color of your dress, or because you disagree about our president, they don't matter. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't be in your energy anyway. Melissa, I mean, I do too. I am the least easily offended person in the world, but I was a little offended today, and I'll talk to you guys about that in a little bit. I want to get some readings done because I feel like I've been doing nothing but talking. Josephine, we see you, babe.
Sorry about that. My nose decided it was going to go to town. Okay, next is Richard Elmore.
Okay. Richard, I am going to use the Mythical Goddess Oracle. It's actually called the Mythical Goddess Tarot. But the reason I love this deck so much, I believe Lara sent this to me a long time ago, is because it can be read as tarot or oracle. So, yeah, I really love it. And I've been getting more into the tarot reading. I offer tarot personals now. Jules was my guinea pig, and a couple of you guys, I was like, listen, I'll read for you for free, but it's tarot, so I don't know. It was the exact same thing. You guys are so welcome. No worries. I love doing it. If I couldn't read every week, I don't know what I would do without this stream. Like, it keeps me so calm. I opened that deck up in the middle of Applebee's and started shuffling. I'm like out to Mother's Day dinner with my family because it just relaxes me, keeps me calm.
Hey, let me give everybody a reading in the store.
I read for one of Donna's friends in the pizza place by my mom's house once. I gave her a quick 3 card with the Divine Circus. Ooh, okay, Richard Elmore, you got Shakti, the card of ecstatic union. It is card number 6. It is a Gemini energy. Shakti is the powerful Hindu goddess who animates the life force, the creative fire and essence of the universe. The energy of the primordial snake moves through her and lets rise the sleeping creative force within to awaken, ascend, and merge with the sacred. Ouch. Shakti, in all of her power, holds and runs the vital animating force of Kundalini, the embodiment of ecstatic union with the divine. Her sensuality and passion unite the seeming Gemini polarities into sacred oneness with spirit. Shakti personifies the holy aspiration of the human soul. Shakti shows the way to union with the pure force of spirit. She reminds you that you are a being of power and that you are on earth to let your energy move upward through your body to unite with her and fulfill your deepest desire of union with the primary force of creation. Shakti is the cosmic example of sacred power, exemplifying the perfect orgasmic fusion of your sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality, where your world is forever transformed. Richard, this doesn't necessarily have to be talking about sex. And I don't do sex readings or erotic readings publicly, right? I really don't do them privately either, but if someone asks me to, I do have the erotic oracle and then a love deck. So we're going to focus on the spirituality of this. First of all, I would say to be very careful if you're in a situation where you could possibly get someone pregnant and you're not trying to have a baby. Okay, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. But it is a message that I needed to bring through. That's for everybody too. There's like something in the air right now. I don't remember which planet is transitioning. It's like everyone is so fertile. And I know my fertile butt is like, got to keep it careful. So Richard, what this is saying is you're not aware of the fact that certain things you do affect your spirituality. So spiritually rising, the spiritual awakening, or spiritually lowering, it's like digging that karmic hole for yourself. I feel like the message I'm getting is like a fed up type of energy. I feel like in the next week or two, and I feel like this has been going on, it's like you're fed up with trying. It's a little confusing. It's like, I've tried this. It seems like it's working. New Englander Rhodey, I could have said that wrong. I'm not really an astrologist, but I remember hearing that something was transitioning to something. I got to go back and look, and I will bring it to you guys tomorrow. I'm sure I messed it up. If planets don't transition, then I'm an idiot and I got it wrong. There's something happening astrologically that is making women particularly more fertile. Anyway, I feel like you've had enough. It's like you've tried A, B, C, and D, and you're just like, forget it. Like, maybe let's just use spirituality for an example. I've tried meditating. I've tried communing with my guides. I've tried manifesting. Nothing's happening, and I'm done with it. And the universe is saying, don't quit on whatever this is until the miracle happens. And I do feel that way. Like if it's a relationship, like don't quit on it. This is not an energy of telling you to walk away. There is something here that you're thinking, or you will be in the next week or two, about giving up on. Whether it's a dream, a goal, an idea, something physical like a relationship, a job, the universe is saying, no, all you have to do is focus, get out of the anger and I'm giving up type of energy and bring yourself into alignment with like, okay, the universe is going to move for me. This sucks, but let me look at the positive. Look on the bright side as best you can of everything in the next week or two. And in the next week or two, please do not quit or walk away from anything in your life. Keep trying, even if you put it to the side and don't bother with it. Like if it's an idea for a new business, don't scrap it completely. Take some more time to think about it. That was a little bit of a confusing message, and I do apologize for that. I hope that resonated. Sometimes I only see images, whereas 99% of the time I'll see images and words and I'll hear phrases in my head, but sometimes it's just the images and maybe a couple of words, and it's very hard to put together. I still have the pinks in my roaming around in there too, so they're kind of distracting me.
Blue Crossroads.
Well, thank you, Melissa. Blue Crossroads, I'm going to use the Oracle of Visions. Got to get some use out of this deck. So I went up to the register at the store thinking that this black amethyst, oh my God, I love it so much, necklace was, here's what happened. They have necklace trees where they hang all of like the other big piece. I got the agate with the amethyst. They hang them from these little tree branches, but they're so little that the necklaces kind of tangle together. So they had this one and they had one that was more of a triangular shape. And I saw the triangular shaped one first and it was $17.99. So I'm like, okay, I barely will make it if I buy that, but I really want it. I didn't spend any money on myself with the 3 paychecks I got all month. I want it. And I could hear my mom's voice in my head saying, just treat yourself. You never buy yourself anything, you know? So I was like, I'm going to do it. I couldn't get the thing down. All the necklaces started falling. I was so clumsy. The guy comes over and I'm like, hey, can you help me? So he's trying to get it. It's all tangled. And I said, oh, look, there's a square one. It's the same exact thing, just a different shape. I'll just take that one to make it easier. So I don't know if that's why when I got to the register, it rang up $28.99 instead of $18.99 or $27, something like that. But I had just enough money on my card within 40 cents. So it was cool. It worked out because I really resonated with this necklace. I wanted it so bad. And Damien, it was so funny because when I was going to my mom's, she was in the car. We had picked her up to bring her because she was visiting my uncle. We picked her up to bring her home. And then RJ and I stayed the weekend. And I said, the first thing I said to her was, I can't wait to go to Five Below. And when we got home, when we got home, and Damien was so cute. He didn't know that Mother's Day was on a Sunday all the time, right? So he had everything set out, cards and everything, and he got me a gift card to Five Below. Yes. Okay. So Blue Crossroads, I'm going to switch it. We'll do Deep, Dark, and Dangerous because if you got that in your head, then that means something resonated with you for this deck. You're feeling very masculine tonight. You're feeling deep, dark, and dangerous. Yeah. 7 kids, no snipping. Lucky number 8. Oh, okay. So Blue Crossroads, interesting. You got Fetch, the card of Mirror. It's card number 37. It's a dangerous card, and I'm not sure I've ever pulled this deck, this card.
Here, fetch it. Fetch it. Go get it. Go get it.
There are different parts of yourself that can do different tasks. Look for the real self within the shadow. What you see in the mirror may not always be true. Society can sometimes dictate what your appearance should be to fit social norms. Discard this ideal if it doesn't fit or benefit you. When I was a child, my grandmother, who still carried with her the stories of Ireland, told me about a fetch that had appeared to someone the family knew. A fetch in the Irish tradition is the unlikely appearance of someone's exact double. So like the German doppelganger. We often now refer to someone who looks like someone else as a doppelganger, which is, of course, the German term for a double. Apparently, a girl was out walking early one morning in her town and was astounded to meet another girl who looked exactly like her. This other girl had an excuse for being there and said she was from another city and just as amazed to see her double as the girl from the town. The first girl invited the second to have dinner with her family that night. She wanted to show this mystery girl to her family, knowing that they would be amazed. She shared her address and gave her a time, and they agreed to meet. When the girl returned home to get ready for work, she told her mother about what she had seen. Her mother, knowing the lore of the fetch, was, of course, very afraid. She begged the young woman not to go to work because she feared for her and explained that this person she had met, who was a mirror image of her, may well be the warning of her very own death. The young woman laughed about this and told her mother to expect this other young woman at dinner time. Neither of them made it to dinner. The young woman inexplicably collapsed on her way home and passed away. Her mirror image did not show up at the home. According to my gran and most of the Irish stories, fetches are not in themselves harmful, but a premonition of what is to come. They are spectral versions of the self, a kind of alter ego, if you like, of an extension of the soul. Irish mythos states that seeing a fetch in the morning means death, but seeing one at the end of the day means a long life ahead. In Irish mythos and also in the Norse, an alter ego who looks like the person but is not, or an animal that one shapeshifts into, is a way to connect with the gods and listen to what they have to say. The idea of a double or another part of the self that has different jobs or tasks is not unusual in these traditions. We are not what the mirror sees. We are so much more than that. Plant companion is the Caprosma repens, the mirror plant, and your crystal companion, interestingly enough, is pyrite. I have 3 tumblestones that I bought at the crystal shop, and one of them is pyrite with zoisite right here. It's gorgeous. It's got green, like little pink flecks. It looks like ruby zoisite, which people call zoisite, but I just feel weird saying that. So, okay, Blue Crossroads. I feel like this is definitely an interesting card for you right now because it's about identity, right? It doesn't mean you have a doppelganger or a fetch or that you're going to, die. It means that you may be, I don't want to say an identity crisis, but you may be wondering, like, either one specific person or a certain group of people, like, are they going to accept me? Who am I going to be today? And I love that idea because I do that sometimes. When I was a waitress, I would sometimes use a fake accent because I just wanted to be somebody different that day. And I don't feel like it's actually being someone different. I feel like it's being a different part of yourself. And I feel like there's a part of yourself that's been very dormant for a long time. And I feel like this alter ego, so to speak, is like really fun and spontaneous. And that part of you is coming out. And I don't know if it's a person that's bringing it out, but I feel like you're unsure. You don't want to. It's like you're unsure. Like, can I really be this person? Is this really who I am? This fun kind of, and I'm not saying you're not, and it could be any part of your identity. I'm just using this as an example. There's a part of you that's been dormant for so long and someone is bringing this out, but it's so slow. And you're like, I don't know, like, if I should really say this or do this, if I should go, you're second guessing yourself a lot. And I feel like you're not used to that. Like, you're a very assured and confident person. You know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. And it's like, this person is making you, or these people could be a group of people, like, you got a new job or something and it's all your coworkers. You're second guessing yourself. And the universe is saying, don't do that, because no matter who you are that day, when you wake up, that's who you are. It's someone inside of you. We have so many different parts of our soul. One part of our soul lived in 1792. One part of our soul fought in the Civil War. One part of our soul is in 3427, fighting with the Galactic Federation. Like, all these different parts and pieces of our soul, and I'm being facetious, of course, but it's kind of true. They all come together to make up who we are. So I think people a lot of the time with split personality, they're not split personality. It's all a part of their soul and who they are. Do not second guess yourself, and understand that whoever you are is going to be amazing and wonderful and great, because at the end of the day, that's what your soul is. And if someone doesn't accept you, thinks maybe like you're too silly or you're too serious, that's okay. Then you have to accept that you don't need that person, not that you have to change anything.
Okay, dear. Ralph.
I just mentioned that, Lotus, because I've got the core cucumber water, and it says it has that in it. I don't know about keeping me calm, but I will tell you that every time I take a sip of this water, it's like eating a cucumber. Who? I know who. Blue Crossroads, just be yourself. That's the universe encouraging you to be spontaneous and playful and silly. And that's a good way to judge the character of the person you're with. Not judge as in condemn or indict, but am I compatible with this person for a friendship? Am I compatible with this person for something more? Because let me tell you guys something. If you're not compatible with the people who are around you, it will affect your spirit and it will affect you negatively. It doesn't matter how good you're doing for yourself. There will always be that part of your energy that is dragging. Trust me, I know. Oh, by the way, guys, whoever was there last Thursday night when Lara gave me the information to contact Dave from Holzer Files, he contacted me back. I'm waiting to hear back from him about a date. I went to get you more today. They have no flavors. Oh my gosh. They don't have them here either. If you find them, first of all, my mom went into ShopRite and told them she was looking for a water in a sophisticated bottle that began with a B. But if you find them, grab any of the flavors. I love them, but grab as many cucumber as you can. They do not sell them here. They just don't. That's why I'm drinking Hint at $1.89 for half the size of that one.
Do they have them on Amazon?
Apologies. What did you say?
Do they have them on Amazon?
They do. I said I'm gonna buy a case of the cucumber. It's like $27 on Amazon. I'm flat broke. I have $0 in Chime and PayPal, and I have $1 in Cash App. But it's the end of the month. It happens. She said, ha ha.
Who's she ha-haing about?
She's laughing at me. Oh, all right, Ralph, I got it. Card number 40. Let's see what this is about. Time and life. Time is a figure 8. At its center, the city of deja vu. Time, the ultimate thief, gradually takes from us and never gives back. You'd be more than welcome, I'm telling you. Melissa Nicole, I was on the cover of the Paranormal Press magazine. I'm waiting. My ultimate goal is a spiritual retreat and my own show. Like to be on a show like Holzer Files or something like that. Ralph, a hooded priestess holds out her hands, offering us a lifetime in the form of an hourglass. Its shape suggests a cyclical nature that we might simply rotate and start afresh. In smaller issues, that may be true, and indeed we often sense repetition, but in the larger sense, the hourglass is simply an illusion. In truth, such perceived patterns are merely detours along one's journey. Here we see that the golden sand does not merely fall to be recollected, but escapes, and eventually the glass will be empty. Time is a commodity that is never really ours, but merely something we have use of for a given period. The only way to ensure the balance in our favor is for us to use our allotted time fully before it's taken from us. Live every day, hour, and minute to its fullest. Ralph, I feel like, just like a lot of people in this stream, a lot of people who listen afterwards, a lot of my personal clients, we're all on this spiritual path, the path to awakening, right? But we don't just have one spiritual awakening, guys. We have many, and we can be enlightened and aligned in this life. And then the next life, we want to know what it's like to be a serial killer. And we go right back down the spectrum. That doesn't mean our soul loses all of that enlightenment. It just means we're not living it in that moment, okay? Or in that lifetime, I should say. Ralph, this card is telling you there's definitely something going on here that is taking up way too much of your time, way too much of your energy, way too much of your effort. And it's not worth it. I feel like even if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in a week or two, because I'm sorry, humble bragging, I don't miss. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Because it's not me. I can't take credit. Sorry, I did not mean to take credit, but you guys know what I mean. So Ralph, this is saying if you even have an inkling that something isn't worth your time, do the old pros and cons. This card is not a harbinger saying like you're going to run out of time, so you better make it. No. What it's saying is for the time you have, if we have 100 years, that's the blink of an eye. That's a tiny little thread in the woven tapestry that is our soul. That's one lifetime. So if you start thinking more on an eternal level, is what you're putting all this effort, energy, and time into worth it in the long run? Or is it just something that's like a get-rich-quick scheme or a quick fix? You're pacifying someone. You're doing it begrudgingly, whatever it is. Like, we don't have the time to be doing those things. We have to worry about ascension. We have to worry about the collective. And I know that's a big job. but it's all of our responsibility. The universe is saying, stop wasting your time on people and things that don't even deserve your energy, your effort, or your time. And if you even have an inkling that this is someone or something, like if you even have the tiniest bit like of know what I'm talking about, then that's what it is. Because I do feel like there's a part of you that's like, you know, oh gosh, I'm like, I've been doing this for so long, like I'm not getting any reward. And it's okay. Bye, Nether. I'll talk to you Tuesday, hopefully. I like it's a normal thing for us to want to people please. But the fact of the matter is, Ralph, you know, this person or this thing or whatever it is not worth it. And it's really not meant to be there. It's not a contracted situation. New Englander, Rhodey, message me anytime. I really enjoy our conversations and your company. Excuse me, you always make me giggle. Mike Roberts, I do feel you really need to get out of Illinois. I wish I had, like, if it was like my own place and it was up to me, I would totally give you an extra bedroom. I would trust you in my home. I really would, because I've gotten to know you. I just wish like I knew someone in Illinois. I wish that I knew somebody, because you really are in a, and I'm not judging you. And I'm not pitying you. You're in a bad spot. And I feel like, gosh, you can just do so much more than what you're already doing and really see the power of love and light and manifestation if you can get out of that place. Behold, Mike J, don't leave without a reading if you want one, okay?
Yes, please make sure you tell me you're leaving. Okay, Lotus.
So, guys, I do want to tell you that the contest winners, Batmom, Dargo, and Shelly, who were also missing, plus someone else, it's going to be a surprise, won a brand new Elvis Presley purse that my mom gave me to gift. And I still want to raffle off the female racerback skull cut up shirt that from Jive Creations. I'm just trying to figure out like how to do that. But anyway, this past weekend I went to my mom's and I brought home all of my packaging stuff. So tomorrow I'm going to be putting all of that in boxes, addressing it and mailing out. But I can't do that till Monday when I get paid. So I know it's taken a little while and I do apologize. Yeah, you know, Blue Crossroads, I really want him out of there, like really bad. Like it you don't even understand the effect it will have on him immediately once he leaves there.
Oh, big time.
It'll be like a brand new man. Oh, Mike J, you are effing beautiful. So last week they limited monetized me. I don't even know why, but they did take it back when I asked for a review. And then Ghostdragonzw on Friday, same thing. They gave us limited monetization, and then I asked for a review, and I did get my full monetization back.
Did you get it back?
I did get it back.
Because I didn't really say anything bad.
No, it's, you know what? It'll pick up one little word.
I got mad when my camera went off.
That's why they give you the option of a review. As long as you know you weren't talking about something or you know, they will have a human being review it, but they make you kind of sign a waiver that you really know with, you know, 99% certainty that you didn't say anything, you know, that can get you in trouble. And then they have a human being review it. It's nonstop because I'm a little guy. I don't make them a lot of money. I mean, it's bad enough they take 49% of everything, including donations, which is why I tell you guys, if you're able to and you want to donate, always do it through PayPal and Cash App if you can. I know some people can't do that. I'm not complaining. Trust me. I'm just saying they do take 49% of all of it. It weren't my fault. I don't know what's going on with your stuff upstairs, but it sounds like they're throwing it around. It's coming from, and I will tell you specifically, it is coming from that mirror you have up there. I saw the entities in there. I don't know, Stephen, if you were with me or my sister, Carol.
When I went up, I saw stuff in the mirror because I wanted to go get my, I wanted to go home and get my holy water. And
that mirror came from like several different places my mom has lived. She's just carried it with her. And then there's the big church mirror that looks like a planchette in her
Right.
living room that came with the house that was taken off of like an abandoned old church. Yeah, Mike, they used to take like 30 something %. And then as of November, now they take 49. And they used to take 30 something % of everything but donations. They left your donations alone unless someone gave you all at once $100 or more. So people, if they donated $100, they would donate 50 and 50 so that YouTube left it alone. Well, YouTube got onto that. And now they take 49% of everything I make, including donations. So it's rough. Like, it really is. But you guys make it work. You guys, you don't even know how much you guys help me. Yeah, Blue Crossroads going to kick that Jin's butt. I think it has other spirits trapped as well. Lotus, I'm shuffling for you, honey. Don't worry. Mike Roberts, it's not that you're in purgatory. It's just that you don't really have anyone around you, okay, that is encouraging spiritual growth. Everyone is like feeding off of you. And I think some people are doing it inadvertently. Yeah. Between the Ghost Dragon and Blue Crossroads, I think you're going to be all right. Because I've tried everything. I really have. Mike,
it didn't like me up there. It didn't like
well,
me.
Well, just like all. Anybody up there. It growls the minute you go up. So, Mike, I feel like that's the thing. Like, how do you get out and meet people who are trying to have a spiritual awakening? I mean, you can't go to a bar and be like, hey, baby, do you want to go meditate with me? Like, how do you meet like-minded people? It's hard at our age. It really is. I think you're a few years younger than me. Hey, Shelly. But I would love to see you get out of there. I really, really would. Lotus, sorry about that. You got card number 28, the Ancestors, Historical Connections and Purposes, and that's the Energy and Spirit deck. I got a lot more of my decks back. I still don't have all like 150 of them. All right. You got it upright too. Thank you so much, Ghost Dragons, for that lovely donation. Speaking of donations, this card shows that you are entering a phase of deeper connection and greater activity with all of your ancestors. They include different types, from your family and your culture to the clubs and organizations you belong to, and even the callings you follow. Your ancestors are always with you, Lotus Girl, and this card marks the beginning of a special time with them. If you're focusing on your home life, your family ancestors will support you. If your attention is turned towards certain groups or societies, the ancestors with those affiliations will participate as well. And if it's now time to work on a specific purpose, those who have preceded you in pursuing similar purposes will now bring you their guidance and help. These are the ancestors of your heart, and they care for you as much as the forebears within your family. Be sure to call on them and forge a personal connection, for they will open a world of information that is timeless. Is Jules still in here? Lotus Girl, the loving energy of my ancestors brings healing and guidance to my life. We connect at a soul level, and I am blessed. I'm going to read that again so you can write it down and actually say it and make it a part of your manifesting, okay? The loving energy of my ancestors brings healing and guidance to my life. We connect at a soul level, and I am blessed. Lotus, I feel like there's a reason, Mike, I feel like there's a reason, obviously, that this card came up for you. I feel like with everything you're going through, while you do connect with your guides and your angels and you don't even realize it, and your ancestors, they're calling on you to make a personal connection because they have the solution to a problem that you're having. I think we both know what that is. I know that it's a little crazy because most people just think of solutions. But for people like us who know that we have guides, know that our ancestors are there, we have to call on them. We have to forge that personal connection. And I feel like just sitting, take 5 minutes and just call and be like, any of my ancestors who are here, I welcome you to communicate with me. Can you please help me with this problem? You know, pour your heart out to them, but specifically state that you're speaking to your ancestors, and your angels also want to be called in for this one. There's a healing process here that's going to take place, but you have to take the first step in forging that personal connection. All right, Jules, I just wanted to make sure. Just missed you.
She's next anyway.
You're next. I would love to know how that worked out last week. I did not get 3 texts from you. I promise. I got 1, and I responded right after stream, or I wasn't. Yeah, right after stream, because it was. I think it was the day after, and you were like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't connect with you, but something happened with my phone," and I did respond. So don't think I didn't. Jules, I am going to use the Alice the Wonderland Oracle. Jules, then you know what? Email me. And if that doesn't work, we'll have to do a video call. Do you have Google Meet? Put Google Meet on your phone, and then it'll give you the option when you go to call me for a video call. Darling Deb doesn't seem to be getting my emails, and Aunt Edna never gets my emails either.
It's so weird, too.
I think they're going into spam folders.
I think that, too.
No, Mike, you know what, though? That was something you had to do. You had to cut those people off. You can't possibly become sober and then hang out with the people you were using with. I won't even step foot in Patterson. Like, for any reason under the sun. I don't care about if it's an emergency. Like, it has to be something really severe for me to go to Patterson. You have to meet new people. And I know that's hard because you're always working. But you too, call on your guides, call on your angels, call on your ancestors until we can figure out a way to get you out of there. And I'm telling you, your way out is going to be through this stream.
I'm going to tell you right now, Mike, if I have to come take you to Blue Crossroads, just like somebody else I know, then that will happen.
I really do feel like, that's, yeah, sure, Jules, I got you. That's the, that's going to be your answer right there. So, Jules, you wanted the Oracle of Visions. I got you, girl. The Victorian Carnival.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. You're welcome. Yeah, I love the Carnival and Circus decks. The Oracle of the Divine Circus, I always say every deck is my favorite, but I really do love, like, this theme. Like, I felt connected to this deck on, like, a soul level. Like, I think I've lived then, and I've experienced a lot of things in Victorian England specifically. Okay, Jules, you got card number 38, and they don't have titles, so... Also, you're on your last reading for the month of June. So I'll be using this deck in most of the personals, if possible. Inner peace and instant in time. It strikes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enough, dear watch. Thy pulse hath beat enough. Now sleep and rest. Would thou couldst make the time to do so too. I'll wind thee up no more. We are lost in the moment, staring into a void, utterly engrossed and transfixed on some specific point or action in the distance. In this state, we are oblivious to time and to reality. A young woman seated on a columned platform stares at a dragonfly settling on the lilies below. Its movements become the focal point of her concentration, transforming her into a calming meditative state in which all other distractions are removed. The numbers on the clock above float away. The recording of passing time temporarily on hold. She is at one with her own universe. All worries, concerns, and negativity fade. In this captured moment of escape, there is only stillness and peace. Jules. Stillness and peace. That is something the universe has been trying to offer you for a while now. And that's why you and I kind of worked on, we had a lot of fun conversations, and you really became a good friend to me. But I feel like one of the things we worked on was your ability to, and this has come up several times already tonight, we're just beginning to be in the present moment while also understanding how the decisions you make will affect you in the future. All of these cards coming up telling us to stop focusing so much on time. Time is not linear. Time is man-made, okay? The universe did not make the clock. I don't know who invented the clock, but whoever, genius, great job. But we're too focused on it. We have to start thinking more on an eternal level. What this card is telling you, Jules, is that it's time for you, what's up, Mom, to get your peace back. Okay. And do whatever it takes unapologetically to be able to know that everything's going to be okay, to not stress, to not worry, to just let it go. I told you guys last week, I made a decision to not worry about money anymore. I am completely and totally flat broke right now, but I'm not worried about it. I didn't even think about it until that thought just popped into my head to say this. And ever since, it just hasn't been a worry because I made the conscious decision to stop worrying about it. It worked. That's the type of thing the universe is asking you to make work. Stop worrying about the who, what, where, when, how, and why of situations, relationships, situationships, whatever the case may be, and just allow the universe to work. The more you can do that, the more calm and at peace you're going to be, and the better your life is going to get. Welcome back, Mother. Mommy dearest. No wire hangers.
Jules. You just did Jules, didn't you?
Yes.
Charlie. Chilling.
Charlie, I'm going to use the Liminal Spirits deck. Yeah, Tracy, thank you. I just read for her.
And Tracy, you're right after Chilling, so.
Chilling, Charlie. Situationships. Hi, Barry Browning. Welcome.
Welcome.
I usually call them situation shits, but because it's YouTube, I'll call them situation poops. Everyone loves when everyone loves when I say poop.
Poop. Or coffee.
Oh, guys, check this out. I got this beautiful piece of Numite, the Sorcerer's Stone. I already have an obelisk, so this is probably going to end up in someone's gift box if you guys would start ordering. Don't forget, half-price readings all this month, but there'll be a June reading. So if you order one, it's not going to be like a May right-away reading. It's going to be a June reading. I almost said Jules because I was looking at the chat. And if you refer someone and they actually purchase a reading, half-priced or otherwise, then you'll get a free reading for the following month. So like Batmom purchased several readings from me. She referred someone. That person purchased a reading. So therefore, Batmom, you have a June reading coming on the house because you referred somebody who purchased. And that person referred somebody who hasn't purchased yet. But if someone does, that person that Batmom referred will get a free reading. I'm doing the best I can to give you guys as much as I possibly can. I really, really am. Because I want to get to the point one day where I don't have to charge for readings, where I don't have to charge for gift boxes and spiritual help, because it's all going to be part of the package deal at my spiritual retreat.
Yeah, she does. That drives me nuts too.
No, because the matte lipstick makes my lips peel. It's hard.
I know. You're getting them all flustered.
No, new mics. I got a piece of new mic. N-U-U-M-I-T-E. All right. Chillin' Charlie.
Yep.
You guys are so awesome to be patient with me the way you are. I really do appreciate you all. Still have the... Oh, God, I got to tell you guys the most embarrassing thing after I read for Charlie. You're not going to believe what I did. I am so mortified. But I've got to face it. It's something I have to deal with. Charlie, you pulled the card of fiber. Come on, where are you? There it is. Chillin' Charlie. With the harnessing of fiber, we brought forth cloth, again changing how we evolved as a civilization. The fiber we make our threads from can be plant or animal in nature: cotton, hemp, bamboo, flax, wool, silk, etc. Our understanding of fiber led the way to the creation of many arts we still practice today, including weaving, spinning, and basketry. It takes great skill to produce threads that are consistent and useful, which may explain the association of good, dependable people being of solid moral fiber. Ghostdragonzw, get ready with me with my makeup. We also connect fiber with the fates, the mythic weavers who form, measure, and cut the threads of our lives. I really think it's something that I just said to somebody, that this lifetime is but a piece of thread woven into the cloth that is our soul, our lifetimes. Where is Aunt Edna and darling Deb? Recognize the threads that connect you to the people around you. Together, you create a pattern that is evidence of a sacred bond. The name of the game here is patience and fortitude. If you rush or make haste, you'll be greatly disappointed by the outcome. We tend to think of fate as something we are subject to, but we have a say over how we weave our patterns. So take control of your own thread. Chill and Charlie, I do feel like a very rushed energy here. I feel like you've been waiting for something to happen. You've been working hard on something. The universe is saying it is going to happen for you if you continue to work hard, but there's no possible way to rush this. It's going to happen when the universe is ready for it to happen. Before that, you don't stand a chance. So you just have to keep persevering. And I feel like whatever this is that you really want, that you're really trying to manifest, it's like something important that you really need. And this is just an example, guys. I'm not saying Chill and Charlie is homeless, but like you're homeless and you're working your butt off to save money for an apartment because they need, 3 security deposits plus first month's rent, and you don't have good credit. So you're trying to manifest the universe for an apartment to simply fall into your lap. And the universe is like, there are lessons you have to learn while you're without a home before we can present one to you. It's that type of situation. It's like right now, the frustration is like you're learning lessons. And if you rush through this, you may reach the end of it and be satisfied for a little while, but you're going to be, like the book said, greatly disappointed at the end of the day, because you will not have learned all of the lessons that you're supposed to have learned, that you came here to learn. So take it slow, okay? Do not rush anything, and do not expect the universe to rush things to you. You have to keep working. You have to persevere. You have to remain calm, and you have to do everything through love. Fear is the absolute strongest and most powerful negative emotion. But there's one emotion that's of a higher vibration that overpowers not only fear, but every single other emotion that we know and feel, and that's love. Everything comes from love. That's it. It's like the end all be all, like period. Hard stop. Love. Love is the key. And I feel like when we get frustrated and we lash out, it's like, we're taking it out on people who it's not their fault. So I do feel that frustration in you, Charlie. It's like you've had such a long, hard road. You've, been through so many things. And it's like, when is it going to be your time to just be able to be normal, or as normal as we get in this community? And the universe is like, just keep going. Just keep going. You are going to get there. And once you get there, it's going to be so much more amazing than anything you could have possibly imagined. And the universe is going to reward you tenfold for the lifetime of suffering. And I feel that on you. This necklace is so powerful. Like oh my gosh, I touch it and I'm like, rrr. It's almost like getting teased.
I can talk. Go away, Steve. Tracy's next. I was gonna give a taser. I don't think I reached that far.
Now I have no lipstick on. See, that makes me mad. I had to bite it off. Tracy, I am going to use the Barbieri Night Fairies.
Does it at least have flavor?
No.
Your lipstick. It doesn't?
No. Chill and Charlie, I know. I feel it because whenever you're in the chat, I feel an energetic kinship with you. Like we've been through a lot of the same hardships. We've lived a lot of the same hard life. None of us were put in this stream, whether it's every week, every other week, or whether you're in here for the first time, whether you listen afterwards, guys. It's not an accident. And I want to say, I'm going to tell this story quick because I have to. It's bothering me. So Tracy, just give me a second. What I do here is I try to, when I do the video chats, I try to do it once a week, but I kind of put in the new contract that it's going to be every other week for like 6 weeks, sometimes 10. And what I do is try to help you guys see yourselves on a universal level and bring you to a higher spiritual elevation, feeling better about yourselves. And really, thank you so much, guys. You guys are so sweet. So I helped a friend with something I didn't want to do. She had a man who treated her extremely poorly, and she wanted to get back at him a little bit. So I told her a few things that she could do, a few chants she could say. I sent her a candle to burn. It wasn't a big deal, but I told her I didn't feel like her intention was right to make it happen anyway. So she refers me to her friend, her neighbor. The neighbor messages me. I gave her a love spell jar, but it was more of like a self-love thing. And I told her that I mind probed the guy that she was into, that had been using and abusing her for 7 years, that she was obsessed with, that he was not, it wasn't going to work. He was not a soul connected or contracted person in her life. He's a user, abuser, narcissist. And he was still with not only his ex-wife, but like 3 or 4 other people. She still insisted I send her this. I sent it to her. It didn't work. She's now blaming me that this guy is obsessed with his ex-wife and wants nothing to do with her, even though he ghosted her for like 3 years. Then he'd pop back in, oh, I don't have a place to stay. I love you, baby, that type stuff. So this girl, not the friend won't talk to me anymore because she thinks that I purposely did this or I messed something up, and it wasn't me. So this girl wants, she wanted me to help her with this new guy who like talks to her for like into the middle of the night. Great guy. Ghosts her for like 2 weeks. His explanation is, I've been hurt so much, I have no more love to give women. Okay, guy. First of all, he's still not even completely out of a relationship with his ex. And I see him as being someone who is an abuser, like a physical abuser. She meets him for the first time, brings along a friend. She brings along her friend that I was just talking about. The guy ghosts her again and like verbally assaults her. And she's like, what did I do? Now, this girl is super model beautiful. She was actually a model. She's an RN. She's got a great job. She's probably listening. And I'm sorry, but it has to be said because it's very hard to offend me. So the guy accuses her of flirting with his friend all night long. And she said she didn't do anything. The friend was like high and drunk. So anyway, she's like, he just turned on me, he flipped. What can I do to get him to notice me? Can I have a spell? So I'm like, I'm avoiding it. I don't want to say like love spells aren't, they're not supposed to be done, just like revenge spells. And if your intention isn't exactly right, you're going to really mess things up for yourself and it could backfire. And I'm not willing to take that karma on. So I said, I'll email you a few options. So with the 3 options I gave her, I put a price next to them. Suddenly it was, well, you shouldn't have given so-and-so that charm and made her pay if he was just going to go back to his ex-wife. And I don't even know that my revenge spell worked. Do you know anyone else who will give me a love spell? Excuse me. No, I'm a professional. I'm a trained professional. And usually when I tell people to stay away from somebody, they just do it. They don't question me and like, you know what I mean? There's never anything else after that. All right, Tracy, I got you, honey. It's just like this person's bad. And then you guys are like, oh crap, I got to leave them alone. She insists that he's a good guy. So I told her like, you're going to find out. And that's fine. That's fine. Just find out for yourself. And I don't want her to get hurt, but I'm not responsible for how these men are treating these women. Tracy, you got Hallows Calling, card number 15. Something wicked this way comes. I love this card. The fairy of the Hallows welcomes us to the seasons of fall, of death, of the great cold. She brings with her a jack-o'-lantern fire to warm us, a reminder of the eternal flame of the soul that lives within all of us. In the most remote and distant realm of the night fairy, she asks us to play in the dark and confront our fears, coming in from the cold, light in the darkness, dying for rebirth, purging by fire. The totem of the Hallows is not is not a living creature, but a carved up and dead jack-o'-lantern beckoning us forth with its lights and with its light and fire. It is a reminder to persist even in harsh circumstances. Visualize the flame as it beckons you to be your witchiest. Tracy, in this meditative space, consider how can you confront and ultimately defeat your fears. Your affirmation, I am a light in dark times and a witch for all seasons. Insert evil cackle. It actually says that. Play in the dark just a little more in life. When the hollows call and things get scary, remember you are at home in the dark, night fairy. Make peace with the more morbid side of life when the time is right. It can be very fun to play in the dark. Tracy, I feel like there's something going on that you may be getting all worked up like about nothing. I feel like, I mean, this is a message that keeps popping up. You're taking things in one situation way too seriously. And I feel like the universe is like, you have to just go with the flow. There's something here that you have no control over. And this is a lesson the universe is trying to teach you about control, focusing only on what you can control. So there's a situation happening right now, or it's going to happen in the next week or two, where you're going to feel completely helpless. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how. It's going to be about helping another person. I know that much. So somebody is going to be suffering. I don't think it's like physical. I feel like they're just freaking out about something. And because you're connected to this person, because you're a light worker, you want to help, it's going to give you anxiety trying to figure out a solution as well. The universe is telling you, stay out of it. Go do your own thing. And as far as life in general, don't take things too seriously. Try your very best, especially in the next week or two. And this is a message I'm getting loud and clear. Trust me on that one. In the next week or two, every single thing that happens that has a negative undertone to it, flip it to the positive. For instance, you lose your job. Instead of freaking out, like you didn't even give me 2 weeks notice, how am I going to pay my bills? Be like, that's great. Now I have the opportunity to find something that's more suitable to me. And I know the universe is going to provide. That's a really hard thing to do, but that's your lesson to learn. And I feel like if you can learn that over the next few months, you are going to be a completely different person, more spiritually aligned. And I do feel like it's going to positively affect your physical health as well. Okay. Don't take anything too seriously, especially in the next week or two. And let other people figure out their own stuff. Even if it's your kids, even if it's your parents, even if it's your lover, let them figure out their own stuff. One more reading, guys, and then I have to use the little potty girl. Little potty girl's room.
Paradox, are you still here?
So the Bat Mom, here's the thing with that. I met her a really long time in a karaoke bar. And I remember when she came in, my first thought was, great. I'm not the prettiest girl in here anymore. I told you guys, I was totally conceited. I was a messed up person. I was on drugs. But her fiance was running the karaoke and I got to know him. And I remember saying, like, I thought he was gay. You know, he was a great guy. He was really cool. But no, he married her. They had 2 kids together. They were together for a really long time. I think like 9 or 10 years. And one day he's like, listen, I got to live my truth. I'm leaving you. I want a divorce. I'm gay. Can you imagine how that affected her? So, but now I feel like it's okay to talk about it because I'm not saying her name. I'm not giving any personal information. I would never do that. I feel like now she doesn't see herself as worthy of real love. And she's been obsessing like over guy after guy. And I'm like, listen, stop. Like, you have the right to ask a man, how come I talked to you until 3 a.m, 5 days in a row, and then you didn't talk to me for 2 weeks? You have the right to do that. And she doesn't think she does. She's not there yet. So she's latching on to all this attention that she's always gotten because, like I said, she's supermodel gorgeous. But it's like she still doesn't love herself. And I want her to love herself. I'm like, you have to love yourself. And she just has to get there. I think I've seen that channel, Jules. Partial to what? Who's next?
Well, Paradox was supposed to be, but he's not answering at the moment. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and go to the restroom. And then when we come back, we'll do Mike and Josephine.
Bat Mom, absolutely. That's what I said to Steven. I don't want to say that out loud, but that is what I said to Steven. I'm like, she needs to stop. And I love her to death, and I'm not putting her down. But I'm hoping she hears this and understands that I'm a professional. I know what I'm talking about. And to be offended because I wanted to charge her half price for work that I would have to do after I helped her for free already. And then she questioned me and didn't think that it actually worked. Why are you coming back to me? And then to ask me to refer her to someone else? No. I'll be right back, guys.
I'd like to say, sorry, Miss Shelley, I missed you. Hello, hon. So how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully I won't lose my camera Friday night. Hopefully I don't lose it tonight. Yeah, I tell you what, some of these people that come to her, they need to just realize what really is going on. I love you guys. You guys are so great. You folks make mine. See, that's true, Bat Mom. You gotta love and respect yourself first. Till you learn that, you get what you get. Yeah, well, you run into these people sometimes, and they get like that, and there's not much you can do about it. Just try to be as blunt and honest as you can without being offensive. Then you get offensive if they don't still get it. Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm still breathing hard, man. This weather is tearing me up. I've never seen so much tree pollen in Ohio in my entire life. And it's a tree town. But then again, everywhere I go is tree town, so. Yeah, some people, I just, you got to feel for it. I mean, stop and think. And, so what everybody up to? Why don't everybody go to the bathroom? And when she comes back and nobody's here, she'll go, where did everybody go? And we'll say, we're all in the bathroom.
Oh, I got to show you guys something so cute.
Mike, I'm telling you, the tree pollen is really bad that even people who don't have allergies are being affected by it.
By my mom's house, because she lives 8 minutes away from the ocean, they said they actually recommended on the news that we wear masks. RJ and I were super affected, and I don't have allergies. So, okay, RJ made me a Mother's Day gift, and it's the first one. He made one with his babysitter a few years ago, but he made this at school, and it was so sweet. And my mom bought a dozen red roses for him to give me, and they were gorgeous. And he actually said, here, happy Mother's Day. You deserve these. Beautiful flowers for a beautiful woman. That's what my son said to me, my 4.5-year-old. So, and I know I talk a lot, guys. I'm sorry. I feel like some of you are getting frustrated. Sorry.
Nah, don't worry about it.
So they told him to write his name on it. And he went to write RJ. And they're like, no, write Raymond. And we really haven't worked on Raymond because we call him RJ. So instead of writing Raymond or RJ, he tries to write his last name on it. But isn't it so cute? It says, M is for the many times you hugged me. O is for the outstanding things you do. M is all our memories together. Mom, I'm so happy that I have you. I love you. And then he partially spelled his last name.
You gotta love it.
So cool. I'm never, ever getting rid of it. I'm so proud of it. And I promised him I would show it. Okay.
I'm going to send you more dinosaurs for his cars.
I'm focused. I didn't give them to him yet. I forgot about them. I hid them so he couldn't just grab them. And I remembered when we were already in bed. So tonight I will give them to him. All right. Who's next?
We're going to go ahead and do Mike Roberts, then Tracy.
Mike, the Vampire Oracle. I wanted to use Dell on Waits, but this is what it is. And Damien was so sweet. He set the cards out. And on the bottom of the card, he wrote, you deserve the world, but I'll have to do for now. My kids are amazing. And even my oldest son, he's like, Mom, I got something for you. I'm going to send it to you. I need your address. And that meant the world to me because I had 13 years where I didn't speak to him at all. I didn't even know him. Oh, good. Tracy, great. You're so welcome. Yeah, Mom, he really is. He already misses you. He likes to go down in the morning with you.
I was so happy to see them spending time together.
I am not one of those people that like springs out of bed. So my mom knows that. So she's like, just send him down. He's fine, you know. And I hear him, hi, beautiful. You know,
Now remember, Mom, he can't go out and have a smoke with you on the porch and a cup of coffee. That's a no-no yet.
Not yet, right? Horrible booger nose. You mouth breather. All right. Mike, let's see. Yeah, I am, you know, I've got one more. My daughter texted me, and then I'm just waiting on my son Logan to come around, and he will, you know. But it was the best Mother's Day I probably ever had in my life because you know, I got to feel like a mom. Mom says, I miss him so much, and I miss you too, Steven. I was telling him earlier that he said once he gets back at his house and stuff, he wants to come visit. And I was like, well, my mom was saying how she would like you to come visit. So we can do like a 4-day weekend or something like that. And you guys could have your coffee time in the morning.
Yeah, because they're supposed to tell us Friday or Monday if we can move back in.
Let's all pray for Ghost Dragons that he gets back in his house Friday or Monday. Mainly for Pop's sake. Oh my God, his dad is so cute. I just want to put him in my pocket.
He loves her to death.
He said to me before, do you know any rich old widows? I said, I got your back. If I don't get carded anymore, I wonder if it's because I mouth breathe.
I do both. So don't feel bad, Mike.
We're gonna work it out, Mom. The day is coming. We're gonna go do it in the summer so we can bring them to the Jersey Shore. Mike, you got the card of ecstasy, yielding, rapture, and bliss. The connection so many have with others who are vampiric in nature is that the giving up of will and of force and of being submissive towards another is a way of experiencing a kind of ecstasy. It's not a lack of power that enables you to experience this, to become soft and yielding, and to allow the will of another who is not worthy to dominate in an experience of surrender. It's not helpless or about giving up. It's a choice for a time to allow your own will to be dominated by the will of another. And in this experience, ecstasy can sometimes be found. For humans tire so often of having to be assertive, of again and again saying what they need, what they deserve, of working hard to not be hurt or eaten alive by a system or by jobs that do truly eat the souls of the people in them. If you could see what we see, the beautiful force fields around you of energy lessening and diminishing as you give, and force yourself to be strong so often until energy and self and body are worn and tired and old. There is restoration in the ecstasy of allowing a worthy other to advise, protect, guide, and hold you for a time. It is ecstatic because for just that moment, we need not be concerned about our own survival and the survival of everyone around us. The stress drops away and a deep, beautiful, intoxicating surrender flows through you, just as it does when you submit to sleep, to deep relaxation, to the ministrations of another who, in that instance of that time, knows what will please you. Some believe this is all about the sexual dimension, but it's not. It can be about any part of your life where you have fought, tried, and struggled and gathered your energy and surged through obstacles. Now it is time for the deep relaxation and restoration. Michael, to allow one about you who is worthy to give to you in ways that create an ecstatic experience and a deep bond of trust. When we take a lover, we fall in love so deeply and passionately as we do. The ecstatic response of our beloved to our kiss touch words is our greatest gift and our greatest pleasure. Then this we wish you to experience, but only with one worthy of your beautiful surrender. Blessing, the ability to surrender to a higher power of your choosing, is a valuable, experience, as well as one which can provide intoxicating levels of delight. Curse, being enraptured is close to losing yourself, which is one of the keys to the ecstasy it creates. Be sure to stay in touch with your own soul and have a close friend who can remind you of who you are. That's me, and you have plenty in here. Working with this card, there is power in the surrender and great soul ecstasy in the finding of one who, for an instant, takes the burden of decisions and gives you great relief and satisfaction and pleasure. Be aware that you must choose this person with great care. It's time, though, for you to admit that in some ways, ecstatic experiences are our teacher, but only when chosen wisely. So, Mike, this is not about sex. Okay. This is about, I mean, this card could definitely be interpreted that way, but that's not the message that I'm getting. This card is about exactly what I was saying before. It literally says everything that I just said to you about having to get away from that space, away from those people, and not just finding one person you can bond with and you can trust. I also feel like this is telling you to have at least one accountability partner who can come to you and be like, yo, are you okay? Like last week or 2 weeks ago, I had Blue Crossroads reach out and be like, listen, did you relapse? Are you okay? Are you thinking about it? There was no real reason for him to do that. But he was being a friend and bluntly and honestly, but politely, not judging me, just asking if I was okay, if I needed help, because there was something about my energy that was off to him. And he was right. I was having an extremely hard time. To have someone like that to hold you accountable, where you don't take it in a way like they're judging you or coming at you or accusing you, to just know that they care. I don't feel like you have that in your life right now. Aside from us, aside from me, when you message me randomly like, hey, beautiful, I just want you to know you're awesome and I think the world of you, you change my vibration. You need someone to do that for you. And I can do that till the cows come home. But until you start believing it, your life's not going to change. You have to believe that you deserve better. And not only do you have to believe it, you have to show the universe that you believe you deserve better. Because, Mike, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I know what I'm talking about, humble bragging. You do deserve much better. Oh, Blue Crossroads. Well, it was nice to have somebody not be all judgy. Just, you were just whatever about it. Like, hey, are you okay? You know, did you relapse? If you did, it's okay. Do you want to talk about anything? And that was it, you know? And when I said no and explained to you what was going on, you dropped it. You weren't like, are you sure? Because you just, it meant a lot to me that you checked in on me like that. You know, Steven does it. A lot of you guys do in that non-judgmental way. I'm tearing up because here's the thing. You guys are all over the place. I can't get to you. I can't go out for a coffee with Blue Crossroads or take Barry Browning to dinner or celebrate my book release with Steven. You guys aren't here. So we work with what we have. Mike, unfortunately, in your case, you have to really work to find these people. You have us here. But I'm talking about physical presence that's going to change your energy. I feel like if you spent a week with me just hanging out, and I don't mean this in a sexual or romantic way, I mean just chilling, hanging out like Ghostdragonzw and I do, I think you would energetically fly. Because our energies vibe. It's not like someone who's all the way down here. You're up here now, Mike. And I don't think you understand that you've spiritually ascended, that you've raised your vibration at least a little bit. So the people that you know and that you're always dealing with are down here. You are literally not on the same level. It's just not going to work anymore with these people. None of them. Hey, Divine Empathic. Smoochie, okay? Please. Who's next?
Josephine.
Gonna get me in trouble.
She is here. Smoochie, you're on deck.
Smooch on deck, Patron on ice.
Hello, Divine.
Mike, I always say that too. I'm like, who am I to judge? I was telling that girl, I was like, listen, she's known me for how long? She knows my track record with guys. 3 of my kids' fathers are dead. 2 of overdoses. Like, I'm not judging. I just wish that you guys too, and I wish that the world saw on a soul level, because our idea of beauty would be so different. If I see you and your energy, you can be, what's that guy's name? I don't even really like the people that most people think are handsome. I'm like, I don't like the traditional guy. My guy is like Matt Dillon. Okay. Matt Dillon. He's always looked the same. He's goofy looking, has gigantic ears. And he is like, that's the guy for me. Always has been, always will be. Matt Dillon. But it's like, if Matt Dillon had a poopy aura, I would turn him down. Honestly, I would. I'd turn him down to his face. And he's like, that's like my one, right? Celebrity. Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It matters who you are. Blue Crossroads, that would be amazing. And I do apologize. Who is next? Josephine? Okay, Josephine, I'm using the Delat and Waite Oracle. Multifaceted jewels. That's what I try to do for people. I really do, because that's what I'm here to do, to bring people up, to raise the vibration, to spread kindness and love. So when I'm doing that, that's when I'm at my highest. I feed off of that, so to speak. Poopy! I would have an amazing time with all of you guys. I hope that you're all coming to the Jersey Devil Hunt and Spirit Call in the fall. We got to find out how much the cabins are, and then everyone's just going to split it right down the middle. And we'll get like some burgers and hot dogs. Nothing fancy. All right, Miss Josephine. Mike, I just want to see you be you. You have a beautiful soul. All of you guys in here do. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. I like I said, I really don't like the celebrity type. Like John Travolta was like the it guy for me for so long. You know, again, goofy looking butt chin. That's just my type. But like traditional good looks. Like I think Matt Dillon is, first of all, people always think I'm saying Matt Damon. And I think he looks like a chipmunk. I'm talking about the guy from There's Something About Mary that plays the detective. That's it. Peppa, hi. Okay, so Josephine, you got the card of donkey skin, card number 30. My father had this crazy plan of marrying me. I tried to discourage him by asking for incredible dresses, among which a dress as bright as the sun. As he could provide them, I asked for his magical gold producer donkey's skin. And when he provided it too, I escaped, disguised in the same donkey skin. Eventually, I found a prince. My father married another woman. I could shine again in my beautiful dresses, and everything was well at last. You have run away for too long, Josephine, hiding yourself from the world, feeling ashamed and lonely, disguising your true feelings and your true face and your true beauty. True beauty. There is nothing to fear anymore. You don't need to put on an ugly skin anymore. A time of radiance is beginning for you. Dare to show your true colors. Put on your brightest outfit and shine like a sun. Light suits you so well. Josephine, it is time to... I know I saw that, Mike. So, yeah. Blue Crossroads, yeah, I'll tell you some stories. You have no idea. They actually have a thing for me. It's gotten me out of some sicky situations. Josephine, girl, it's time for you to shine. There's someone in your life, and it's every time I read for you where I see you beautiful, glowing, and then I see someone going like this, dimming. Get down. You are below. Down here, less than. Who is this? I feel like you're aware of this person's energy. You know that you don't want it around you, but then I feel like the narcissistic, like breadcrumbing. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, word. Oh, Chris Pratt, though. Josephine, sorry. I don't know who this person is. I feel like you're aware, like, I feel like they breadcrumb you. Like, every time you're like, that's it. I've had it. Like, I'm done. I am never coming back. They're like, I'm so sorry. Look at my tears. They're real. Little Visine, you know, like, and you being empathic and knowing how much you've changed and how much you're trying to better yourself, you believe them. And that's called breadcrumbing. Okay? I feel like until you get away from this person and get out of this situation, you are never going to really know true happiness or true love. Josephine, how much more time are you going to waste with this person? I do feel like it's a person, but it could be a situation like a dead-end job where you're like mistreated by your boss. There's someone here who's been breadcrumbing you for a really long time. And every time you're like, I'm not going to fall for it again, I'm never going back to that job, they somehow reel you in. What this card is saying is, in the next week or two, keep your eyes open for an opportunity to finally get out, okay, of this, whatever this is. It's not going to be easy. And in fact, it's probably going to feel for a little while like you made the wrong decision by walking away or leaving. But after a while, you're going to shine again. You're going to be able to have your own opinions, to have your own voice. I feel like you don't have that now. Like, I see you like asking permission, like, or like in your head, like, if I wear this, this person's going to be angry. Or if I believe this, this person's going to be angry. I don't know who this is, but it's not going to end well unless you walk away. If you need help, like professional help, if you're being physically abused, please get it. Otherwise, you can reach out to me and I'll do what I can to guide you. Okay. Josephine, you're not alone. You don't speak much in here, and that's okay. You're still a part of our tribe, you know? I want this spiritual retreat so badly because I want to see people become enlightened and raise their vibration and learn how to live for self before anything else.
Ready? Smoochy, smoochy.
Smoochy, I am going to use the mythical goddess. Jules, I think I don't really understand what you're saying because we're talking about so many different things. Oh, I don't know. I'm still kind of an Eminem girl. I'm like, maybe. I was listening to him before stream. I always listen. Oh, I tried to listen to like 2 or 3 songs that pump me up. Hello, Ted Branston.
Hello, Ted.
Yeah, Mike, Mike, you know, living for self is not selfish, because how can we do anything in this life if we're unhappy, we're going to even inadvertently spread unhappiness. If we're uneasy, we're going to inadvertently spread unease. If we're living for self and doing what we can to make ourselves happy, not in a selfish way, then we're going to spread happiness because we're going to be happy within, which means nothing outside is going to affect that core strength and happiness. And that doesn't mean you never get sad. That doesn't mean you never get angry, but it means that you deal with it a lot better. Like when I snap now, I catch myself and I just stop and walk to the best of my ability. Nobody's perfect. And if someone expects perfection, then get rid of them.
Yeah. Gemma will tell you what I'm like. I'm pretty passive most of the time. She got to see a good side of me today, though.
Someone literally stole your laundry. Good night, dearest. My mom says good night, everyone. Have a good evening, good health, and much happiness to you all. Love you, babe. Steve and I will message you. Good night. Mom, message me anytime. I want to hear the EVPs, and not this weekend, but the following weekend. I would like to come up and visit, and Damien's phone case will be there tomorrow. I love you. Have a great night. Have a great sleep, Mommy.
Good night, sweetie.
I miss her so much. Okay, Smoochy, let's do this. My mom adores you.
Yes, she does.
My mom is nice to everybody. She's a very nice, polite person, but to invite someone into her home, she has to really trust you and like you.
And believe me, I was scared to death the first night I was there. I was just, love you, Mom.
That's because I believe my stepfather. I believe my stepfather was there. I was like, who is this guy? He was very.
Oh, he was there. He was there. He watched me all night long.
He's old school Italian, very protective of the family. I mean, you know, I don't blame him.
He must have been okay with me because he left me alone.
Yeah, I remember he was just kind of sitting there watching you.
I think it's because it made your mommy feel at ease too.
I got like 5 different hairstyles throughout this video, guys. And I know I talked so much and I'm going to hate myself for it, but
I'm going to spike my hair one night and go punk.
Smoochie. So we got big Pisces and Cancer energy here, okay? Motion sees the ace of ecstasy. Guys, oh, Blue Crossroads, you would definitely get along great with my mom.
She's a character.
She's a character. We always say characters welcome in our family.
Yep.
This is ecstasy, but it's spelled ECSTA-SEA. So it's like the C. There's this like the 3rd or 4th card. That's talking about ecstasy, but not like in a sexual manner. Let's look and see what it says. Yeah, people get angry in the comments though. They're like, oh, let's listen to Gemma ramble on. I came here for a reading. And it's like, you listen
But that's
afterwards.
what makes this stream.
I hope so.
It is. People, you go watch some of these other terriers. No offense to anybody, but you are so, and Divine, I notice, does it too. You take time and you talk to the chat.
I'm interactive. I used to go into live streams. And they would completely ignore like what we were saying and just have a conversation between the two of them. And I'm like, why are we here then? Okay, Miss Smoochie, the Ace of Seas, ecstasy, the card of water. This beautiful goddess of ecstasy brings the powerful infusion of love. She is emotional breakthrough into new dimensions of feeling. Her haloed mandala shines loving wisdom in the light of consciousness, permeating the emotional depths. She brings cleansing, healing, and nourishment. Open to her abundant blessings that are breaking through the primal seas into your life and be uplifted to new emotional heights. Love is all around you and flowing through you. Let this flow raise you in buoyancy to fully experience love's ecstasy. So Smoochie, again, this is talking about, it could be talking about external love, but I really feel like it's talking about self-love. I feel like this is you on a mission to do everything I was just talking about, to come from a place of self-love before anything else. And I feel like you've been worrying so much about other people. Like, you're chill, you're laid back. You seem like my kind of you're my people, Smoochie. I already know it. Like, we're definitely kindred spirits. But I feel like now is the time that you really have to ask Smoochie, what does Smoochie want in her life? And you can go to somebody and ask for their opinion and their advice. That doesn't mean you have to take it. If you come to me and say, Gemma, I want to start a new business. Here's the layout. Here's how much money I have. And I say, I think that's a terrible idea. That doesn't mean you have to not do it. It's not going to offend me. I'm honored you came to me and asked me for advice when you have how many other people in real life, you know? That's the type of people you want to be surrounding yourself with. And if you're not, there's an energetic inconsistency and you're going to have problems. I feel like if there's something you really want to do, but you're hesitant because somebody close to you thinks it's a bad idea, even if it's several people, this is the universe telling you to do it. Do what's going to make you happy. Even if you fail, you're not going to have what ifs. You're going to know at least how it turned out. And that's the point. Life is like a playground. We're meant to learn. Our souls are meant to learn. Life really, at the end of the day, once we're not here anymore on this 3D dimensional plane, when we die, when we pass on, it doesn't matter what we did and didn't do. Really, what matters is what we learned. And we're not cognizant of that until we pass on. So why don't we just have fun while we're here and stop stressing and start loving? Whatever this is that you want to do it. Multifaceted, Jules. I watch divine stuff after, because that's usually when I have time to pick it up. You are more than just an oracle, Gemma. You're a warm, caring, very humorous entity that I enjoy listening to and interacting with. If not, I'd be out after my reading. And yeah, I mean, that I appreciate that. Somebody wrote something on Ted Branson, exactly. Make the most of what you got. Somebody wrote something on my wall telling me how much they appreciate me on Facebook and how I always build them up and lift them up. And I mentioned it to someone that I'm very close to. I was like, I was tearing up and I'm like, it made me feel good. And they were like, oh yeah, you really got them fooled. And I'm thinking to myself, how dare you? This person has not spent a single second trying to get to know me since I got off drugs. Could be living in the same house. This person doesn't know who I am, my wants, my goals, my dreams, my accomplishments, my ambition, my happiness, what makes me tick. And to say that, like, no, it's actually that you don't know me because you haven't made an effort to try. I didn't start out this way. I was a horrible person. Not on the inside, but I was so destroyed with my self-esteem that I needed to project this ego of, I walk into the bar and everyone claps for me. Look how amazing I am. That type of thing. But deep down inside, I felt wrong somehow because this is what I was meant to do. Oh, thank you guys so much. Thank you. Who's next? Blue Crossroads. I'm sorry, hit what?
Mike J.
Mike J. You're right. Blue Crossroads says your life is not going to find you on the back porch. You're going to have to get your butt up and go get it. It's true. The universe is, I want to say a gentleman, whatever the woman, female version of gentleman is. It's not going to drag you kicking and screaming. You have to invite it in. Same thing with your angels. Your guardian angels sit there and they wait. Like when you're watching a sports game, I don't watch sports anymore. And you're like, they're going to kick the field goal and this is going to win the Super Bowl. And then they call a timeout and call someone in. That's your angels. They're always like, come on. They were beings that are created to guard us. That's why they're called guardian angels. The legend of some people is that God wanted to make humanity and take care of us. And thank you so much, Ted. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's so amazing. So God asked the angels, do you think this is a good idea? And the angels were like, no, and he burned them up. So he asked more angels, do you think this is a good idea? They said no, and he burned them up. So the third group of angels, he was like, do you think this is a good idea? And they knew what happened to the other two. So they're like, yeah, great idea. And then when we fell, the angels were like, maybe not such a great idea. And God's like, I've got a great idea. Go help them. Now that's your job. And I don't know if I believe the entire story, but it sounds kind of funny, right? It resonates a little bit. That's what they're there for, guys. Ted, thank you so much. And Ghost Dragons, thank you as well. Mike, I am using the Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle Guidebook. So guys, don't forget tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I am going to talk about my most recent, and I know some of y'all are going to be like, this chick has lost it, my most recent abduction by the Pinks. I call them the Pinks. Never saw them before. Can't find anything about them online. I met a bird entity with triangular golden eyes. He had white feathers, whitish gray feathers for hair. They told me they were looking, I couldn't move for a minute. And they're like, we're scanning you for immoral implants. I don't even know what that means. I've got pages and pages of just downloads that I had to just write and get out. I wasn't allowed to type it because the energy was so fierce. And there are messages that I'm meant to give to you. And I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So these extraterrestrials look like the gray aliens as we've come to know them, the short grays. But they were pink. They were like bright pink. Mike, you got the angel rose. A woman stands with a rose in her hand. Her wings, dark and inky, surround her in the shape of a heart. Amidst an autumn wood, crisp leaves fall around her as she begins to reflect on what she still has as much as what she has lost. It is often easier to concentrate on what has departed or disintegrated, such as the dead leaves and the falling petals, rather than focus on those aspects of life that are rich and bursting with potential. There is light behind the woman, suggesting those things that are bright and joyous, yet she remains fixated on the falling leaves of autumn. A shift of perspective. We were just saying this. A shift of perspective could be needed at this time. Mike, while it might be understandable for you to be feeling lackluster or down, there's always something to be thankful for or to look forward to or both. Like this woman, just lifting your head up to the light could change your outlook for the better. Though you may have experienced a difficult time, dwelling on a problem or engaging only with those things that have not worked will simply keep you stuck within the darkness. Mike, I want you to listen to this as well. An act of gratitude is necessary, even though the difficulties you have faced may have left you emotionally buckled. It's important that you count the blessings that do exist and consider the life lessons that have been gained through recent hardships. Mike, I don't know what's going on in your life. You could have just come through something, or maybe you're all the way through it and it's something that happened a long time ago. I was just going to say that there's change happening rapidly, and I feel like you are focused on the blessing. The universe wants to know that you've learned the lessons, though, because I feel like there's an ascension here, kind of coming out of the dark night of the soul. But in order to do that, in order for the universe to release you and allow you to spiritually ascend and move on, you have to count your blessings. Like I'm, it's weird saying it, but the universe is literally saying that they want to hear you say the lessons you've learned. And if you don't feel comfortable stating them out loud, write them down. Like, pick 3 terrible things that have happened to you in the last 5 years. Write down what you learned from those experiences. Honestly, I feel like if you just go over it in your head and then thank the universe for it, you're going to be just fine. Any hardship you're facing right now, the universe is saying you can turn it around. All right, flip it in your favor. The universe, your angels, they will help you. You're on the right path. You're doing amazing. This is all channeling through. You're doing great. Great job. I see your ancestors. They're smiling. But there's something that you're like focusing on that you need to just let go and understand that it wasn't meant to be a part of your story, whether it was a relationship, a job, a situationship, blah, 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 whatever, whoever it was. Oh, Smoochie, I know. I actually never wanted anything from you, Gemma. I just really liked you, and we have fun. Yes, that is the point. Crash Steel, what's up? Smoochie, me too. That's so crazy. Shelly, are you here? You're next, sweetie. Mike, we are going to help you. I feel like with all of the positivity we're sending you, you're not going to be able to fail. And we're going to help you find your way, because sometimes that's all you need is one person to say, I got you. If I lived in Illinois or you lived in New Jersey, that person would be me. But I do got you. You can call me, message me anytime, video, whenever I have time, we can do that. And just get it off your chest like I do and put you guys through every Wednesday night. Shelly is not answering. We can do a timestamp for her, or if she comes back.
We can do a timestamp if you want to.
I'm not sure, because sometimes she doesn't want readings, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
We have to do one for KC at the end. Who's next?
Okay. Barry Browning's next.
Barry, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Oh, wow, that would be incredible. Yeah, because, I think that they would have sat and conversed with me and answered questions if I hadn't freaked out when I saw the tall grays. Good. Barry Browning, no, this is going to be great. Girly entities. Got my dragon shirt on. I saw this in rainbow and I was like, and he was like, just get it. So he sent me the money. I got it. And then I got this other really awesome green shirt I'm probably going to film in. And it was like final sale for like $2. I love a good deal. I'm cheap. I'm cheap when it comes to me. When it comes to others, I'm not so cheap. All right, Barry, let's do this. Crash Steel, good for you. All right, Barry, you got the Anubis, the card of respect, and it is a dark card. Take special care and pay attention to detail right now in all areas and aspects of your life. Respect yourself and respect others. Take the time to guide someone who needs it. You may not like someone, but you can respect their humanity or even their skills. Offer compassion and respect to the dead. I feel like there are people, and I know this for an absolute fact, that ignore like the personhood of another person. And I know from experience that that can be really hurtful. So try not, I don't know why that channeled in, but try not to do that. The Egyptian gods can appear a fearsome bunch. To our eyes, perhaps Anubis with his jackal head looks fearsome, but that's not true. While yes, actual jackals do move among the graveyards and clear the bodies of the dead from the desert sands, this jackal god takes great care of the tender new souls who have passed into the afterlife. When you travel down into the womb-like environment of many tombs in ancient Egypt, the gods seem to live and breathe in the artful storytelling upon the earthen walls. Among them always is the dark, majestic jackal head, signifying the presence of Anubis, god of the underworld and mummification. After preparing the bodies by guiding the embalmer's hands, Anubis travels side by side with the dead to have their souls weighed against Mat, a goddess representing truth and justice, as recorded in the Book of the Dead. When the cult of the god Osiris grew stronger in the later Middle Kingdom, Osiris took over many of Anubis's jobs as caretaker and protector of the dead. Thereafter, his myths became more focused on the specific embalming methods and mummification processes. The priests of the funerary rites would place a sacred mask of Anubis upon their faces when conducting the mummifications, thus becoming the god itself.
Sorry.
The respect, care, detail, and effectiveness in which the mummification process was enacted is still a marvel today. Death is something that will happen to all of us sooner or later. The fear of losing our life, of death itself, is something very human, yet Anubis, with his calm and respectful presence, may be there to shepherd our souls across the divide. To honor him, we can offer the usual stones, frankincense, and gold. However, leaving a respectful gift on a stranger's grave may be a better way to show the heart of the god himself. Your plant companion is frankincense. And your crystal companion is one of my absolute favorites that I work with constantly, smoky quartz. I have so much of, I love smoky quartz. It's just beautiful. Black amethyst is definitely a new fave, and serpentine. So, Barry, what is this all about? This is about a situation in your life. I mean, definitely, if you have the time and the opportunity and the inkling, go leave a single picked flower on a stranger's grave, okay? But this is more about you understanding what respect means and making sure that you're setting clear boundaries with people, okay? This is coming in strong and channeled. Setting clear boundaries and making sure you stick to them. Like, we as empaths have no problem setting boundaries, but it's enforcing them that's the issue. So when you tell someone I love you, but I'm not going to hang out with you anymore if you act like A, B, and C. If you get drunk and embarrass me, if you're going to drink, I'm not going to be around. And then the person comes around and pulls out a bottle out of their purse. Let's just say it's a female. And they start drinking like it's nothing. Like, you didn't just tell them that you're not going to tolerate that anymore. What do? Well, it'd be rude to just walk away. But isn't it rude in ignoring your personhood and being disrespectful that they brought alcohol when you told them you didn't want it around you because of how they behaved? That's what I'm getting here. So, Barry, I don't know if you know what this is. You definitely will in the next week or two. There is someone that just keeps testing you and testing you and testing you to the point where you don't even know if you like them anymore. You don't have to like them to respect their humanity and their personhood, but you have to find a way to significantly withdraw this person from your energy. They are sucking you dry. And I feel like it could be more than one person, or the reason I'm feeling more than one person is it could be a situation. You have the right to respect yourself. You have the right to demand respect from others as long as you're doing it in kindness and love. Like I said, telling someone, for instance, I love you, but I cannot hang out with you when you drink. So if they're going to be drinking, making sure you're not there. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it is a situation like that. And I feel like someone keeps just completely ignoring your personhood. Paradox Fossils came in earlier. His name was Paradox Fossils Allen. And he said hi and he gave me a rose or blew me a kiss or something. But then when it was time to read for him, he was gone. He tends to creep in, give a like, say what's up, and then leave. Yeah, I call them human straws, energy vampires. And I'm very on to them. So when I walk into a room, whether there's one other person or 1,000 other people, if there's a lot of energy vampires, and there are a lot in this world today, I'll notice them immediately, and I really have to protect myself from them. And the way we can protect ourselves is by bringing that bright golden light out of our heart, expanding it to surround us, and pushing it out. You can cover other people in it. I do it every night with my son, make sure he's covered and protected. Oh, good. I'm glad it made sense, because that was like a total channel. Good.
Lotus, no, she doesn't. They didn't take it. I thought they did, but it was in my other load. So I have all my dragon shirts.
You didn't lose your laundry?
No, I still have that missing load,
Oh.
but they didn't get my dragon shirt. I was really hoping to catch somebody walking around in my dragon shirt. I really, really was.
Lotus girl, when I get paid, I think probably between the 1st and the 3rd, I need the name of that stuff again, that you recommended, because I haven't had the money to get it yet, but I really want to try it. So
Okay.
Who's
Divine
next?
is, if she's still here, she's next.
Divine Empathic. I'm going to use my new deck, the Oracle of Visions. I hope you're still here. I'm not going to take that. Yeah, they're all over the place, energy vampires, because the consciousness is growing and expanding. So where there is quote unquote good, there is quote unquote bad. Where there is dark, there is lightness. The only thing that gets rid of the darkness is light, guys, and love is light. She's here. Good, Lotus. I'm so glad to hear it, honey.
That is great. And Divine is here.
I see her. Yes, Lotus, I need to know what size shirt you are. Oh, good. A weird vibe reading, but I did channel spot on. I usually do, and it's like, but sometimes, like I said, I see it differently depending on your guys' team and what they're up to that night. I know you're trying to say spot. Just stop.
Good night, Jillian. Have a good one.
Good night, Jillian, Charlie. Divine Empathic, you got card number 21. Lady Luck. Fate, taking risks, evaluating the odds, and superstition. I feel like this has come up for you recently, no? Okay, I got it. Divine Empathic, you've got to ask yourself one question. Oh, wait, I've got to say it this way. I didn't realize what this was. Hold on. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you? Punk. Clint Eastwood in Dirty Harry. It says that. I don't know. This card is all about evaluating the odds and taking risks. Life is a constant roll of the dice, so you must consider all of the pros and cons. While some choices can be avoided, others we are forced to make. Each comes with its own promise of reward or consequence. Our perception of our chances are often influenced by our individual abilities, beliefs, and or superstitions. But ultimately, only the lady knows what cards she holds. Lady Luck personifies our conceptual approach to luck and fate. Adorned and surrounded by a collection of associated symbols, she offers us another card that will determine whether we have a winning hand or not. A winning or losing hand, sorry. Are we relying too much on luck? Are we struggling to pay our bills but still buying a lottery ticket? Are we basing important decisions simply on the hope that things will turn out in our favor? If so, good luck and keep your fingers crossed. I feel like what this is saying is definitely make sure that you're being responsible in your decisions, but also not letting other people, and again, channel right in, do not let other people influence your decisions. I feel like, again, you can ask for advice, but it should be like a take it or leave it type thing. Just because you ask me my opinion doesn't mean you have to accept my opinion and run with it. I feel like you're taking a gamble on something. But I feel like you also, that it's going to pay off. But I do get like at least one person that's a little pissed about it, to be honest with you. They're like, how could you do that? Like, I don't know if it was money or time. They feel like they're losing out because of it. It may be a narcissist who just doesn't want to see you succeed. There's a lot of those around. I feel like you made the right decision. And I do feel like things are going to go exactly the way you plan on them going, but just in a different way. So the end result is going to be better than what you want it to be, but the path there is going to be much different than you're imagining. But you're on the right track. You're making the right decisions. Make sure you continue manifesting, being positive, and knowing for absolute fact that the universe is working to help you bring whatever this idea or plan or relationship, whatever it is, together.
Okay, Ted's next.
Ted, I'm going to use the Delat Nuwait Oracle. I love this deck too. I didn't have it for so long because it was at Mom's. Okay, your card fell out. These cards are all over the place tonight. Puss in Boots. Another deck with Puss in Boots. 26.
That's funny because they're talking about wagging tails.
I just saw that. I was my young master's only inheritance. At first, that despaired him, but soon he understood that I was no ordinary cat. I asked for a pair of boots and promised him that I would make him rich. I built a whole plan. I told everyone that my master was the Marquis de Carabas. I made him meet the king's daughter, and I defeated an ogre whose castle became my master's. He married the princess. Today he's rich and happy, and so am I. Your situation may not be bright at first sight, but don't get discouraged. Put on your boots and hat and try to turn things to your advantage. Learn to fall on your feet like a cat. Make fire of any wood. Use your cunning and your skills. Adapt to the situation and make the most of it. Maybe it will take some harmless shenanigans. That's no big deal. For in the meantime, it'll lead you where you want to be. Stop. Okay. Ted, this is definitely... Thank you so much, Divine Empathic. I appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you everyone who donated. And thank you everyone for coming in, of course. Ted, this is just saying that I feel like if you don't already know what this is, in the next week or two, you will. And I have to keep saying that because sometimes people like have no idea what I'm talking about. And then they'll come back and be like, oh my gosh, you were so right. This is a situation that you feel like you may have failed or lost in some way. This is a kind of accepting losing the battle in order to know for a fact you're going to win the war type deal. So it's like sacrificing for your future win. There's something that recently happened or that's about to happen that you're going to start feeling very discouraged. You're going to feel like something didn't work out. Maybe it's something you put a lot of time into, effort, money. I don't know if it's a relationship, a situation, a business, whatever it may be, a situationship. But there's something here that you were really betting on. You were really expecting to come to fruition, and it's simply not going to. Not right now. And that's what the universe is saying. This is a test to see if you can persevere, to see if you can accept defeat. I don't know the word. If you can accept defeat in like a gentlemanly manner, without becoming like morose, just being like, okay, well, that didn't work out. So now I'm going to go and do this. And like kind of just moving forward. That's really hard to do when we had our heart set and our eyes, our sight on something. But again, it's a test. It's a test to see if you've learned the lessons you've needed to learn. And as soon as you prove that to the universe, when you stay grateful, yes, give up a small thing to gain something better. Yes. As soon as you prove to the universe that you're still grateful for everything you do have, whatever this is going to come back to you tenfold. Do not despair. Okay? Do not get angry. For some reason, I'm sensing like you're going to get mad. Like I see anger. The universe is saying don't do that because it's going to set you back 10 steps. The reason... I'm sorry. I just came in. The reason you're not getting this particular thing or this thing isn't working out, whatever it is because something way better is coming in. And soon, too. I would say in the next 2 to 4 weeks, if you can be grateful and walk with gratitude, in the next 2 to 4 weeks, I feel like something so much better is going to come through that if the first thing had happened, you never would have received this second opportunity. Arisha, hey, baby girl. I love his shirt too. I love that color. I was saying that before. I'm like, oh my gosh, what a great color. I gave my mom her shirt. As soon as she wears it, she's going to send me a picture. I'm just so thankful for you, Arisha. You've made my day so many times recently, you and your sister. So you guys are definitely kindred
Two
spirits.
blessings. You are two very big
definitely
blessings.
two blessings for sure.
Yes.
Who's next?
Okay, Peppa was next, but he's not answering.
Peppa, if you're here, let us know.
And Crash, and then Arisha if she wants one.
All right, Crash, I'm going to use the Fairy Tale Oracle. Wise words, little lady, point taken. Thank you. You're so welcome. Yeah, I like that. And you know, the laundry they stole had the flannel my mom bought them for Christmas in it.
I'm so pissed. And my nice white and black pinstripe shirt that I love to wear so much.
We're going to have to get you some more. Someone stole his laundry. Who does that?
I know.
And it was in the dryer and it wasn't even all dried.
Yeah, I looked at the manager. I go, it wouldn't be so bad if I just didn't have a fire.
Yeah, that color really does pop. I love it. I got this dragon shirt on with the little dragon earrings. RJ loves the Pennywise shirt with the Easter bunny. He's like, Mom, you're wearing my shirt. I'm like, you'll be old enough one day, honey. One day.
Thanks, Ted.
Yeah, someone stole his laundry.
Yeah.
We gotta hope and pray and send positive energy that he and his adorable father get back in their house Friday or Monday. Well, thank you, ma'am. All right, this is Crash, right? Who is this?
Crash Steele.
Yes, I thought so. Okay.
Are you still here, Crash?
Let's make sure.
Yes, because
these can get pretty long, and I don't. I'm actually getting this deck for Arisha as well, so we'll give Crash a second.
Yes, we're trying to give him a little time. Actually, those are it. Then you're done.
Okay.
Early night.
Then I get to go back to writing, but I got to put my glasses on because my eyes are so wonky. You have to understand, like, I wake up. I get RJ dressed. I feed him breakfast. I spend a little time with him. He leaves. I sit in front of my computer. I write until they get home at like 10 o'clock. So that's sometimes 15 hours of just sitting in front of the computer, researching, writing. Tomorrow I'll be filming, and then I'm going to start June readings early. All right, Crash is not answering, so I'm going to read for Arisha. If Crash is here and they're just running back behind, we'll just do them next.
Okay.
Mike, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much money could you possibly get for clothes? And if you really need them, I mean, go into the Starvation Army and ask.
She's making cookies, man.
Even though they're really expensive. Who's making cookies? I want.
Okay.
Oh.
I want cookies now.
All right, Arisha, you got Rumpelstiltskin. Card number 16, and it is the card of secrets. Row. Hansel and Gretel was my favorite of all time, but Rumpelstiltskin was my second. You thought you were the only one who said wonky? I say it all the time. I'm like, guys, my wife is a little bit wonky. All right, Arisha. By daybreak, the king was already there, and when he saw the gold, he was astonished and delighted, but his heart became only more greedy. He had the miller's daughter taken into another room full of straw, which was much larger, and commanded her to spin that also in one night, if she valued your life. Mike, that's what I'm saying. This ancient tale is one which haunts so many, for who has not experienced the heroine's dilemma? The daughter of an ambitious and boastful miller is compromised in every way when he proclaims she can spin straw into gold. Of course, spinning is an art in itself, a valuable skill, and a reoccurring motif in fairy tales, the wheel which turns again and again. I'm making pancakes after this. But in this tale, the miller's daughter must bear the burden of her father's boast. She is taken by a king to a castle and locked within a room filled with straw, and a single spinning wheel. Me too. Mike, me too. And nobody else I know says it. She must prove her father's boast true by presenting the king with gold in the morning or die for her father's lie. She breaks down and weeps, knowing that what she has been set is an impossible task. A small, charming man, and gnomes in magical traditions are masters of metals and stones, appears. He offers to complete this impossible task for her and thus save her life. In return, he wants her firstborn child. Her choice is hopeless, death or a terrible sacrifice. The sadness within this tale comes from a person who has so much to be valued being told she is not enough without being superhuman. I want you to listen to this. I'm going to read that again. The sadness within this tale comes from a person who has so much to be valued, being told she is not enough unless she is superhuman. She's beautiful, she's kind, and she can spin. Spinning is a sacred, purposeful, and true work. The only thing lacking is money, and to make up for this, a ridiculous boast is put to the test. And who will pay the price? Not the father who told the lie, the daughter. So when this card comes to you, be wary of people who boast on your behalf. You will be the person who has to pay the price of their lies. This young woman is exploited by her father, then the king, and even by the magical little man who comes to her aid at a terrible price. However, there is an escape clause within this terrible bargain. The young woman marries the king, little does he deserve her, and in due time their child is born, and her magical helper comes to claim his debt. She breaks down and he gives her an out. If she can discover his name by morning, she'll not have to fulfill the bargain. This old credence that knowing the name of a magical being grants you power over them still has resonance to this day, and it's true. The little man is so convinced she will never know his name, he lets his guard down, and she follows him and overhears him singing a little chant in which he says his name, which of course is Rumpelstiltskin. This story has so many examples of exploitation. The one person within the tale who struggles against so much injustice is the miller's daughter, who is also never defined except by that title. She has no name. So when this card comes to you, check on what promises or debts you have inherited. Be wary of others making promises for work you can do without consulting you first. This really should resonate with you. You know, it's one thing, like I did a video and I was boasting about how awesome you are, but you don't know if someone is, cashing checks that you can't cash on your behalf. Always know that there can be a way out, even of the most awful of contracts and promises. You have talents and gifts, and they need to be valued for themselves, as do you. First of all, I'm seeing marionettes, and I haven't seen those in a long time. That's a manipulation. Somebody is trying to string you along. They might not be doing it yet, but it's definitely coming in. Making you or trying, because I don't see them succeeding. You might think a little bit, but I don't see you stopping. You are like Superwoman. But there is definitely someone here who is jealous. They're smiling in your face. Oh my God, that's so amazing. Thank you so much. And behind your back, they're like praying that you fail. They're so jealous of you. It's actually like making me physically feel like disgusted, like I want to vomit. That's jealousy. That's what jealousy is to me. That's how I feel it. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough or that what you're doing isn't profitable or important. Because if you think it is and it's your life, then it is, right? It doesn't have to be financially profitable. If you wanted to bake cookies and go hand them out to the homeless for free, that's on you. That's your choice. Don't let anyone distract you from your ultimate goal of independence, and only try to live in solidarity with people who are on the same energetic level as you. I feel like you're up here. I was telling Mike this before. And a lot of the people that that you've always known, that you've been friends with, they're still down here. So this is not going to work. They literally don't align with you. You're not on the same level. So you may have to start leaving some people behind, because if you get a weird feeling about someone, that's your energy not sitting right with them. Okay? Keep going. Don't stop. The universe is backing you in what you're doing. Mike, I've only got a timestamp to do anyway. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a great night. Contact Blue Crossroads if you haven't already. I told you the other day that's a good place to start. Okay. We've got your back. Okay. Lotus Girl, I know. As soon as I pulled the card, I was like, oh my gosh, seriously? I'm sorry, Ghostdragonzw. What were you saying?
No, they were talking back behind scenes while we were doing our thing.
Good. Okay, so Casey's timestamp is all that's left, right?
Right.
Is there anyone in here that didn't get a reading? Damn, Aunt Edna, Heather, Nikki, Darling Deb, where are you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look to see if somebody else. Oh, Nut Slap! I thought I wrote him down. I did. How'd we skip him? Nut Slap, you can slap me, bud.
Okay, so Nut Slap is going to be Oracle of Visions.
I owe you one, Nut Slap. That was on me. I did it. I don't know how I skipped you.
Tisk, tisk.
That's on me.
No big deal. It's okay.
No, it's not.
Luckily, he hangs out, you know, and he didn't just like, some people will be like, oh yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. You forgot me. And like, they don't come in for like a year.
Yeah, I know.
I've had that happen.
I'll probably meet him and welcome and go smack.
Arisha, I'm so glad. Just keep an eye out. I feel like, I don't know, I get this like really, when I read for someone, I pull in as much as I can their guides and their spirit team. And a lot of that, like your main guide, not the one that you would know. There's like an over guide. That's your higher self. And your higher self is all the pieces of your soul that have ascended throughout other lifetimes, because they're all happening now and they all kind of shoot back to the oversoul. And that's the overseer of your life. So I connect with that energy, which is actually connecting with yours. So if someone doesn't feel well, I'll start to feel it if I'm reading for them. If someone has a narcissistic personality, I will feel that pain of that relationship. With you, I feel this power. It's like, I wish somebody would. And I love that. I love it because I don't see that often. And I want to make sure you keep that. Nut Slap, this is you, honey.
Oh, he's having connection problems.
Well, he's going to come back and get a timestamp done.
Yeah, I'm going to put it height. I'm going to give him, I usually do with him anyways. I can't believe I missed him.
It's okay. Card number 13. Ooh, this is a weird looking card. I love it. Yes, Ted Branston, thank you. Hit the like and leave a comment, folks. Hit Google with their own meta-ness. That's what RJ calls it, meta-ness, not medicine. Well, he used to. All right, Nut Slap. Productivity, control, and organization. Take your needle, my child, and work at your pattern. It will come out a rose by and by. Life is like that. One stitch at a time, taken patiently, and the pattern will come out all right, like the embroidery. Oliver Wendell Holmes. This card considers the gathering of separate elements, people, or ideas, from the everyday nuances of family dynamics to the managing of a corporate team. This Victorian seamstress manipulates various components as threads of color. With skillful hands, she arranges them, taking into consideration the distinct and individual qualities that each may possess. She coaxes the best from each and orchestrates their ultimate working together as a whole. Giving each strand order, position, and purpose, she blends them into a rainbow of unity. Its beauty is a metaphor of accomplishment surpassing that of its original separate parts. Be wary of over-controlling, micromanaging, or getting lost in the details. Allow each participant to contribute fully and not to be undermined by one person's overall position. Before I get to Nut Slap Arisha, I want to say one thing. Ted Branson, you took the words right out of my mouth. Always trust your gut. Your heart will lie to you. It's the biggest deceiver. It's worse than your mind, which comes in second.
It can play you.
Your gut, your intuition is always right because it's energetic. It's not something you have to think about. If you're around someone and you just get a bad feeling, or if something's just off, it's always right. It's never wrong. Whether that person is a bad person in general or just not good for you at this time in your life is a different story. You may never know, but your intuition does not lie. Ever. It's an automatic thing, like breathing and blinking. We don't even have to think about it. It just happens. Shelly, I don't know what you're asking me, honey. And if you want a reading, let us know because we're about to end. I'd love to give you one. Nut Slap. What this is saying is, like, things are happening in your life, but you don't see them. You're looking at it as like you're kind of not moving forward. You may be feeling stuck, stale, stagnant in a situation, relationship with a certain person, or just in your life in general, or maybe all of the above. The universe is saying things are happening, but it's taking a lot longer because you're ruminating too much on it. You're thinking too much about how everything can go wrong, how certain little things or even big things didn't go right. Okay. And the universe is saying the more you focus on what went wrong, what you don't have, you know, what you need, the less likely you are to receive it right then. You need to turn it around. You need to start focusing on the positive. It doesn't matter if it's one tiny single little thing. You got a 50-cent raise at work. Most people would say big whoop. The universe wants you to say, woohoo, I'm finally doing it. I'm moving up, because you are. Fake it till you make it. Act like you're king poop until you actually are, at least in your life, in your own little world. Stop trying to micromanage and control everything. And you may not feel like that's what you're doing, but when you constantly focus on the failures and on what you don't have and on what you want and what you need, instead of what's right in front of you and taking those baby steps to get it, that's technically micromanaging, because you're trying to figure out what went wrong instead of figuring out how to make things go right. Shelly, you definitely need the Oracle of Visions. And for Miss Casey, I'm going to use Fairy Tale. Shelly, this is you, honey. You are not cursed. You're not cursed. You just have entity attachments. So guys, I thought the cat was leaving on Monday, and I went to the doctor, and the kid that gave him to us that was going to help us get rid of him, I was supposed to bring the cat to the doctor if we couldn't find a place. So he doesn't message me back all weekend, and he tells me Monday when I see him at the doctor that he wasn't able to take the cat that day. So I was a little upset. I wasn't angry with him. I was just angry that I have to deal with this demon cat. So I was venting to Steven. And I was, of course, joking. So if you're listening and you take this seriously, like whatever, I said, this kid couldn't take the cat today like we planned. The other person hasn't made a single phone call. I'm going to take the cat, walk it into the woods, and leave it there. Sorry, not sorry. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I was venting to who I thought was Ghost Dragons. In actuality, I sent that text to the kid. And I sent a text about the pinks and how they took me. Okay, Miss Shelley, card number 8. I'm so mortified. Like, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know how I'm ever going to go back to that doctor again and face that kid. I feel terrible because he's done nothing but help.
He's a good kid. I think he'll understand.
He looks like a grown-up Dennis the Menace. He's adorable.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, let me give Shelley a reading because she said she really needs it. No, Arisha, you're awesome. That's why we have to stick together. I can't wait to meet you and Lotus. I really can't. Lotus, I didn't see what size shirt she is, but she's probably a small. All right, Shelley, goals, dedication, and process. When we are motivated by goals that have deep meaning, by dreams that need completion, by pure love that needs expressing, then we truly are living our lives. And that was by Greg Anderson. In a larger metaphysical sense, our journey through life is said to be full of transformation from an imperfect, corruptible state towards a perfect, healthy, and everlasting state. What does not kill us makes us stronger. Thus, painful or difficult changes that we endure can in theory banish us into a spiritual sense to a high golden shine. We can also seek out knowledge, opportunity, and challenge. It is not necessary to merely allow life to just happen to us. In this scene, an alchemist serves as an analogy for striving to achieve an end goal through study, experimentation, dedication, and perseverance. Shelley, this is you, the alchemist. His facial markings trace the beginning and end points of his quest from base laid through its various stages of purification of the soul to gold. The symbol for gold appears in the center of his forehead where the third eye chakra is perceived to be. This card is a reminder to stay focused on the goal and to continually apply the required self-discipline. It will all be worth it in the end. Accepting your lot and understanding that the pain and the suffering is all for something. And you can work towards not having that in your life anymore. Instead of just sitting back and manifesting and being like, the universe has got me, you need to take steps to have yourself. I feel like you're allowing too many other energies, and it doesn't even have to be people, because I know there's spirit around you. There is too much coming in and taking. You are depleted spiritually, Shelly, and that's the problem. When you're depleted spiritually, you have so many holes in your spirit, in your shine, as I like to call it. These entities circle around and they kind of funnel in, and that's how they get in. I've seen it. I literally see it. Every time I leave my house, I see that at least once. They just hang around in the ether. I can see them. And I see people with holes, and they just funnel right in, literally. They look like a little mini black tornado. Sometimes they're gray and white. This is what's happened to you. You are energetically depleted. You have to set clear boundaries and enforce them with the spirits around you, the good and the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. You have to set boundaries and enforce them with the people in your life, telling you you're crazy, telling you don't know what you're talking about, treating you like poop, denying your humanity. Shelly, you deserve so much better. And you can turn it all off, but you have to focus. You have to say no more. I am not willing to be a messenger. I worry about you. Say that this is as high as an energy level can get. This is an ascended master. This is a terrible way to show it, but it's the best I can do. Ascended master. Most people vibrate at about here. Us in this community, light workers, people working actively on a spiritual process, vibrate at about here. The entities around you and the people you're dealing with vibrate so low it's to my floor. And they're sucking you down with them. You have to take your power back, Shelly. Guided meditations will help while you sleep. Subconscious, you can put them on in the background. You don't even have to recognize what they're saying. Your subconscious will connect to them. I would recommend beta and theta waves, alpha waves. Go on YouTube, find them. Find the ones that when you play them, they activate certain chakras, and do all of them. You have to get yourself back. Because Shelly, I'm telling you, you're losing it. And I don't mean mentally, I mean spiritually. Let's do Miss Casey's timestamp, and then I'm going to make some pancakes because you got me hungry.
Yeah, they got my belly is just down here grumbling like crazy.
Well, I only have those shakes for breakfast. I usually eat a small lunch, and then I'll have another shake for dinner. But tonight, I think I'm going to actually eat my dinner. It does look good on him, right? I love it.
I really like the other one, the red one, too. A lot of people gave me a lot of compliments on that one.
I've been wearing mine out. That's why they're not clean for stream. But I got to start wearing them on stream because I want people to see them. I feel bad. I didn't say like this effing kid or anything like that, but I was kind of complaining that he didn't take the cat. But it's not really my fault because he told me I'll leave the carrier. And if you still have decided by the 15th that you don't want him here anymore, I totally understand. You can bring him to the doctor appointment. So I started texting him Friday. He ignored me all weekend. And then Monday morning, once we're at the doctor, and I obviously don't have the cat, he's like, oh, just so you know, I couldn't take the cat. Binaural beats. Thank you. That wasn't fair to me. This cat is a menace. I can't stand the cat. I know. I'm waiting for it. I'm so excited. I might have to do another video. KC, the princess who never smiled, the card of healing. Interesting. Guys, I think this is the last reading. Arisha, I am so excited about that.
Oh, she froze. Come on, snap back. Click, come on. Oh, man, come on. Don't freeze. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. I do want to hook up with you about merch for my channel, Gemma Jade shirts and things like that. I would buy them from you and then I would sell them on here. And we could like provide the link or whatever. And you can obviously have your tag on them, put your business card. I don't care, like promote yourself. But I trust you. And I really need merch. People are like foaming at the mouth and I don't know what to do. All right, let me read for Casey and then we got to get out of here. I am starving. The princess. I'm going to hate myself for that one. The princess who never smiled, Casey. What a life she had, what freedom, what luxury. She had much of everything that her heart could desire, but she never ever smiled. She never laughed. It was as if her heart had never taken any joy in anything at all. A beautiful princess would seem to have the entire world at her feet. She has good health, riches, beauty, and intelligence, but she is also exquisitely sensitive to the pain of the world, and thus she has never smiled. She is serious and cannot smile while so many are in pain. As it usually goes, her loving father was moved and haunted by her inability to feel joy, and so he promised that whoever could make his daughter laugh would have great rewards, would even be given her hand in marriage. So many men flocked to the castle to make the little Serena laugh, but none succeeded, for she saw through their antics and knew them in their hearts. They were valuing her for what she could give them and thinking nothing of how they could help her and thus others. Outside the castle's walls, a young blacksmith was apprenticed and slaving over the bellows, wiping sweat from his brow and learning the trade. He was honest and good and thickly muscled and knew in time if he could master the fire and the water and smelting of metal, his life would be worthwhile, for he would have learned to change one thing into another. Pleased with his work, his master placed a sack of coins at his feet and told him to take as much as he was worth. And being a modest fellow and knowing he had much to learn and the worth of what he was learning, he took only one coin. He worked for another year, improving and mastering the sword and the cup, armor, and fine things. He earned another coin. And then he decided to explore the world. As he walked away, a tiny mouse asked him for help as he was so poor, and he gave him a coin. A little beetle then stopped him, and he gave the beetle his second to last coin. Then the coin his master had given him as good fortune for his adventures was finally given to a wee catfish who begged for help as well. He came to the castle and gazed up and saw the princess watching him, curiosity alighting her serious and beautiful face. So shocked was this young man that he slipped and fell, tumbling into the moat with its muddy banks. And rushing to his aid came a tiny mouse, a little beetle, and a funny catfish. And seeing him and the truth of his heart and the goodness he must have to treat the little one so, the corners of her lovely mouth twitched. And then she smiled, and then she gurgled, and then she shook, and the laughter, the joy of seeing the seeming folly of a good heart came tumbling out. Her eyes twinkled, and she begged her father to bring forth this man so she might learn more of her future husband. For her serious heart recognized his kindness, and then the blacksmith who could create alchemy now made the greatest change. He had created true happiness within the heart of one who was sad. What's up, Andrew? When this card is drawn, you will know that a time of deep earnestness and gravity is leaving, and soon there will be joy, laughter, and breakthroughs. Optimism returns, and a sense of belief once again that there is worth in taking the time to be lighthearted. For a long time, life has felt flat and sad and endlessly serious, but suddenly the spring of mirth that is healing is bubbling again to the surface, and a sign of recovery is revealing itself. And when this is awakened, it is accidental, without artifice, and entirely unexpected. Just know that soon any sadness will lift, and life unexpectedly changes forever and for the better. Casey, this is a beautiful message because of everything I know you've been going through for a really long time. This card is saying, like, the more you try to be positive, it's like the more you feel like you have to try to be positive. It's like nothing changes if nothing changes, and you're trying so hard, you're about to break. But the fact of the matter is, good night, Mike. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. It was awesome seeing you. It's like you're about to break. You can't be the positivity for everyone. Like, that just doesn't work. Nobody can. Casey, you need to focus more on yourself, on your spiritual well-being, on your physical health, on your psychic awareness, like all of those things. And I feel like once you start focusing in instead of out all the time, what does everyone else need? Meanwhile, you're running on 7 Red Bulls and 3 Oreos. Not that I know what that feels like. While you're telling everyone else, eat. Do you want me to cook you something? Are you good? I know that energy. I've lived in that energy. It is not selfish to take care of yourself. And I feel like if you took a step back and just took care of you, even for just one day, the universe is going to switch things around for you. And it's like this sadness, this pain, this intense emotion. Like, I feel like I can't even breathe. I'm suffocating. I'm crumbling under the weight of life. It's just going to lift. And all you have to do is spend some time, as much as possible, focusing on KC. And that doesn't mean you don't care about others. That doesn't mean you don't help others. It just means that for at least one day at a time, you first help KC. I'm gonna send you some meditations. Andrew, you want a quick reading?
I was just gonna ask him that. Answer now, Andrew, or forever hold your peace.
I'm gonna use the Oracle of Visions for Andrew. I love this deck. I could have used this for everyone and been happy. Hey, why is one turned around? That's so weird. Some of these cards are, oh, I must have dropped them. Yeah, you know, and it is the truth.
It is true.
Okay, these cards are, I must have shuffled these weird, but anyway. Mm-hmm. Card number 26. I think that's the card on the box.
Let me see it.
I will.
No.
I don't understand what's happening. Andrew, past and future, fresh start. You just, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is a quote by Donovan McNabb. You just have to turn the page. It's tough knowing what has happened in the past and how close we've been, but you can't dwell on or in the past. This is the time to rewrite a new chapter for the future. Hopefully, we can put ourselves in a position where we'll all be happy. Donovan McNabb. We are often encouraged to live in the moment, enjoy the present, and not to dwell too much on either the past or the future. Yet, in a sense, the present is the least consequential of the three concepts. It's merely an abstract state that we inhabit but for an instant. In this frozen moment, the woman balances symbols of the enduring concepts of time that proceed and follow on from it. On one side is the past, which is now locked and cannot be changed, symbolized by a book on its last page and fully written. But there is also a mirror, as the past still provides value as a reference for reflection and for appraisal and lessons learned. On the other side of her, there's a key that will open doors to new opportunities and a blank book ready to be written. So, Andrew, this is telling you that, yeah, like we've all been through some poop, right? And like we all had to learn really hard lessons. The point is to not, good night, Crash. Maybe next time. The point is to learn the lessons from them and move on. We're supposed to be permanently in the present, never worrying about the future. And that's really hard to do because like we have bills to pay and, you know, we have things we need to do. But the present is truly called that because that's what it is, or that's what it's supposed to be looked upon as. Andrew, I feel like there are so many amazing things coming to you and like really soon, like in the next week or two, the next 2 months, the next 3 months. It's like it's happening so fast. You can't help but wonder, you know, what's next. And the universe is saying, try not to do that. Okay. Make sure you're permanently focused to the best of your ability on the present. Feel blessed. Know that you are blessed. Count your blessings. Do it out loud. Write it down. Just think it in your head. It's better if you say it out loud, though. The spirit cannot read your mind, no matter what anyone says, unless you're possessed. Anyway. The fact of the matter is you've got a lot of really good things coming to you, but only if you stop worrying about, you know, what's next. Give the universe a chance to work in your life. Don't worry about what's next. Don't dwell on what happened. Just be like, okay, like I keep saying, the universe is going to move really soon for me. I know it is. I'm good. Even in a terrible situation that breaks my heart every single day, I still stay focused on the fact that I know if I just keep doing the next right thing, I'm going to be rewarded beautifully. And I am. Things are coming together for me. I got this amazing interview with Dave from the Holzer Files. I don't know when it is yet. I've got a brand new job opportunity to actually make money with writing. Like everything's falling into place for me. And I'm so grateful despite the influence of the narcissistic personality into my life, constantly belittling, dehumanizing, I have to stay present on the stay focused on the present moment of what I'm doing. And I bring that up because the universe wants you to do that. Don't focus on the outside influence. Focus on Andrew, what Andrew needs to do, what Andrew's doing. Stay positive. Flip anything to the best of your ability that seems negative into a positive. Count your blessings. Thank, the universe, or if you believe in God, thank him, her, whatever you believe in, thank your higher self. Just be happy that you're here and that for an absolute fact, without a doubt, that what's coming next is better than anything you could even possibly imagine. And the minute you do that, it's going to come to you. Guys, have a great night. Links for my books, links for ways to make donations. Arisha, thank you so much for coming in. I cannot wait. She told me, there's a package coming, and I'm like, yes, I can't wait. I'm really excited about it. And as soon as I have some time, I will message you to do a phone call about merch. Hit me up, guys, if you need me. Thank you so much for the donations. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love you guys to death. And see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right. I'm going to be talking about the Pinks and all the downloads they gave me and how crazy it really was. But exciting too, because I can still feel them poking around in there. Guys, love, light, and many blessings. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, I already have it up. Gemma out.